Oh my gosh, is everything working? I hope it is. Alright, I think we should be good. Hi everyone, this is Maud from Kappapon. I am the showrunner and director of Hearts of Titan, as well as one of the co-founders of Kappapon Studios, and this is our first ever live stream! Hi everyone! It's so cool seeing everyone here. I think right now we're at, I want to say, 70 people. That is incredible. That is super exciting to see everyone here. But yeah, I think everything is good for everyone to go down the line and introduce themselves, because we do have a few other members of the team here. Okay, you guys good?
Yeah.
Who do you want to start off with?
Oh my gosh, we could probably start off with the members of Kappapon, because I know that we have all 4 original members here. It's me, Renny, Zombie, and Tilly, and then we have a couple other extra members from the crew from Hearts of Titan, Mac and Brooke. So I think we can start with myself. Hi, once again, Maud from Kappapon. I direct, I write, I produce for the show. Besides working on Kappapon, I've also worked on Castlevania Nocturne, Hell of a Boss, Skull Island, Master Universe Revolution. I do a lot of compositing and cleanup animation, and just super stoked that everyone is here. It's gonna be such a fun stream. Renny, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I can go next. Hi, I'm Renny, or RennyRoomba. Some of my previous work, I worked on The Legend of PeachNKey, Has-Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss, one of the team leads for Hearts of Titan, Lackadaisy, and Monkey Wrench.
Slay! Okay, cool. Does Tilly want to go next?
Yeah, I'm Tilly. I am also a member of Kappapon. Worked in a few places such as Haminations and Hell of a Boss as well. It's really nice to meet you all.
Word. Now we do have one member who is muted on the stream today, but they will be drawing. They are also the fastest artists I've ever met in my life. They do a lot of our character designs, a lot of our animation. It is ZOMIBOM. So Zombie is here, but they will be muted for the duration of the stream. You'll see their art though. You'll see all of our art on stream. Okay, cool. Does Brooke or Mac want to go next?
I push Mac out of the way down the stairs.
Oh, no!
My name is Maudolith. I'm the director of Hearts of Titan. I'm kidding. Hi, my name is Brooke. I do a lot of the background art on Hearts of Titan, and previously I've worked on Legend of PP, same as RennyRoomba. And I also work on Hell of a Boss. I do backgrounds. Teehee.
No way.
I'm in love with you.
What?
Yeah.
What? Who said that?
Okay.
Don't be scared.
I'm so scared! Hello, I'm Mac. I'm a freelance animator in the indie community. I've been doing a lot of different miscellaneous things helping out here. I've done some rough animation, some cleanup, some illustration work for Kappapon, and I've been working as a lead animator at a small startup indie studio called Aha Media for the past couple of years.
Maxley, Maxley.
Okay, cool. I think that is almost everyone. I think there's one other person that needs to be introduced. I don't really know where they are though right now.
Joke's on you. I've been here the entire time. You just couldn't see me because I was small. Hello, everybody. My name's Ryan. I am a live streamer. You can find me pretty much anywhere you can find live streams. So
Anywhere?
Yeah, more or less. Anywhere reputable, at least. So yes, I'm going to be here to kind of help conduct this little live stream and play the part of host as best I can. So I hope you all enjoy it for what it is. So yeah. So does anybody else want to cover anything before we get into it? Because if I remember correctly, this is a Q&A live stream, and we have quite a few Qs to A. So yeah, if anybody has anything else to say before we get into it.
I think that's about it for now. I definitely want to set the sort of stage for how the stream's gonna go, where our lovely character Ryan will be here to host and help interview and get the questions all organized, and we'll be talking about the show, the characters, the production, just like any questions that you guys have in chat. We also have been taking questions from our YouTube community tab that we have already prepared. So we'll just be answering questions for most of the stream, as well as just drawing the characters, possibly taking any requests, things like that. But yeah, it should be a fun time. We'll be here for the next 2.5 hours, maybe 3, depending on what our schedules are looking like. But yeah, this is our first ever live stream. Feel free to give us any sort of like feedback or crit, because I know that this is something that's very new to us, but we want to improve our channel the best that we can to make sure that it is fun for everyone.
Yes, indeedy. And before we get into it, if you'd like to support, the whole project of Hearts of Titan, in the description of this live stream, you're going to see a link to both the backer kit, which if you really like us, you should definitely support us there. But if you just want to support us with whatever you want, there's also a link to Streamlabs donations. Anything helps, and we're very much appreciative of everything you're going to send our way.
Okay, cool.
So, without further ado, we had a bit of a community post earlier, and because of that, we have a few questions that we think are pretty interesting to ask. So, first question is from Frickle. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. How do you all feel about your previous work on other shows that has prepared you for launching Hearts of Titan, as well as many other shows that you have been working on? And this is also a two-parter. What is some advice that you'd give yourself when starting the project, if you could?
Okay, word. I really like this question, so thank you for asking. So we started Kappapon when we were like really new to the industry. Like none of us worked in the industry yet. I think all of us just did like freelance commissions and things like that. So when we first started Kappapon, we didn't have a lot of that knowledge. So our goal was like build up that experience first before we really get into releasing Hearts of Titan content, before we make this like a debut happening. So we slowly built up not just like team commissions, because we worked on like music videos, other projects, all the sorts, and we also built up individual credits between all the individual members of Kappapon. So we wanted to have the like real production experience before we dived headfirst into making a production ourselves. So what is advice that you give yourself when starting the project? If we could, be organized. That was something that I really had to like learn, as coordinating spreadsheets, communication, drives and drop-offs, file naming conventions, things like that. Really important to know like where everything is, and just like making sure that you don't lose files, that you have like all of your programs like all in one place, and having backups. Having backups is really important. But I'll leave the floor for anyone else who wants to answer this question as well.
I mean, we could really just have a back and forth on how. So when we started, we were definitely rookies. We had no idea what we were doing for the first like 6 months or so back in 2020. It takes a lot of trial and error. That's for sure.
I think there was definitely a few instances where when we were really new to programs, and it's like we're better now. Disclaimer, we are good, but when we first started back in 2020, 2021, we were still very new to like things like software and programs. Like I'm a professional 2D compositor in After Effects now, but when I first started Hearts of Titan, it was like, oh yeah, Swift files. Let's go with that. We can comp with the Swift files.
Please don't comp with Swift files. Just a little disclaimer. Some people might be able to get it to work. We couldn't.
I hate to interrupt. We got a $5 donation from Quill. If this is the Quill that I am
thank
thinking
you so
of.
much.
Thank you so much.
Yay!
Yippee!
Hooray!
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Quill. That's so slay. I don't know if there was a question attached or anything, but we appreciate.
Look like it.
Yeah, no worries. Now I lost my train of thought. Rennie, what were you saying?
Who knows, to be honest.
That's so real.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to answering questions, especially when it's about the team, let's just have a back and forth. I'm sure people would find it interesting to hear what our process was, and it takes four. It takes 4 to tango, apparently, and then you bring on a few more, aka Brooke and Mac, and our extended crew. But Yeah, a good thing to mention, when it came to us, we definitely couldn't do it alone. Like, for me, myself, I have not been able to hold the drive to make a project start to finish until I found my closest friends in the world. And it's just so much, it's way more fun to make animation with other people. So if there's anything
So
I took from
true.
previous jobs, if there's anything I took from previous jobs, it was definitely work as a part of a team. And then anything that you make, whether you finish it or not, whether it just sits in a file somewhere, at least you get something out of it because you make friends, you meet new people, you get to practice.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We were like in a super lucky position when it came to like developing Kappapon Studios because all of us just happened to have like the skill sets needed to complement each other to actually make an animated project start to finish. Like from memory, it was like Zombie was really still really good at storyboards. They did storyboards, rough animation, character designs, Tilly, previs, background art. You, Rennie, were doing like cleanup revisions, and then I did a lot of like the After Effects post-production work. So like all of like start to finish was just like the very like condensed version of the animation pipeline that all four of us just had like the individual skills to put together and do that. So like we were very lucky to not only have that but also be very close friends at the same time and knew how to communicate with one another. Friendship is magic. Oh my gosh.
Friendship is magic. Animation is teamwork.
Dear Princess Celestia.
I'm noticing a few people in chat asking how to support and where to donate. If I've said it a little bit earlier, but if you go in the description of this stream, there is a link to donate through Streamlabs, and alongside that, you can also donate to the backer kit, which is the best way to support us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, does anybody else want to answer this question, or shall we move on to the next one? Fantastic. So from Cheesecake 5600, we have, one second, let me pull this out a little more. What shows or movies were the inspiration behind Hearts of Titan? That's a fun one.
This is definitely a fun one. This is definitely gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
So we do not get, we get a lot of this, by the way, and I think me and the team have like discussed privately that when a lot of you guys kind of like guess like, oh, this reminds me of this show, this reminds me of this show, we take that as such the highest compliment. Like it means a lot to us that people find joy in like the media that they really like and see that in ours. So whatever you see within our show, we really appreciate that like you're just like connecting something that you like with something that we're making. As for what the references were for Hearts of Titan initially in the like development stages, not a lot of people guess it correctly, which is something that I was surprised about, because I thought that the references would be very obvious, because this show started off as a love letter project to an old cartoon called Symbiotic Titan, and that was where this show kind of like began in the early development. Was like I was such a huge fan of the show growing up, and I was so devastated that it was over, and I was like, I want to make something that's inspired by this cartoon that I really, really enjoy. And yes?
Foe just donated $100.
Let's go!
There
Let's go!
With the phrase, "You guys are slaying." I'm so stoked hearing all of y'all. Heart, question mark, question mark, question mark.
No way.
Holy moly.
Yippee!
We love you.
Fantastic.
You deserve the world.
Now we're almost at our donation goal for the stream.
Dude.
That's awesome.
Hey chat, if you reach the donation goal for today, we'll set up a new one and I'll do a little dance. Yeah.
Can I film it?
We'll
Can I
take-
film the dance?
If we get to 150, tell you what, if Zombie's okay, we can start taking doodle requests.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll take
yes.
that
Okay.
as a yes.
All
Oh,
right.
oh my goodness, Jax just tipped us $100. We just hit our donation goal.
Let's
Okay.
Thank you, Jax.
With
Jax.
the
Yo.
message of super proud of you guys. Keep going. Bleed purple. I think I do, actually.
Bleed purple.
Shh. No.
Okay, I guess we have
Maybe.
to set another donation goal because maybe
Yep.
we were a bit too modest.
Well, now we have to take doodle requests. So Rennie and I will watch the chat and let Zombie know on what the doodle request can be. We'll take like 2 to 3 to start off with for now. But thank you. We already made our goal in the first how many minutes?
20.
That's wild.
Whoa.
So shall I set another one for us to absolutely crush with the hot sweep we've got going on right now?
Let's go hot sweep. Yeah.
Hot
Let's just do 350.
350? What are we gonna do at 350?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, we just got another donation. 1 second, I gotta check that. You guys are donating too quickly. Keep it up though.
But while you're working on that, I'll finish the question that we had.
Of course.
Where, yes, it was inspired by Sunbike Titan and a lot of early 2000s action cartoons. So, like, Ben 10. I was such a huge Ben 10 fan.
I love Ben 10. Teen Titans.
Teen
Oh.
Titans!
Yes. So like just like a lot of action early action shows. My Life as a Teenage Robot, Generator Rex, like Secret Saturdays, like those were like a lot of the shows that I grew up on Cartoon Network and that was inspired by Hearts of Titan. But we also take a lot of more like modern inspirations from other cartoons like Flying Bark is such a big inspiration for
Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Rise of Lego
so
Monkey
good.
Kid. It's so good.
Lego Monkey Kid. Amazing.
Just before we get too far, someone did donate while I was setting the donation goal up. It's from the Jester, and they said in all caps, "Boo! Scared you, didn't I?"
I'm terrified.
With a malicious face. I'm a fan. Oh goodness! I set off all the emotes. 1 sec.
That's awesome. I think that's a lot of it for like inspirations. However, I see the chat. We get this comment a lot. As if Voltron was not our intentional inspiration.
It is a funny coincidence, though.
So funny.
We do love to hear what everyone thinks the inspiration was, because even if it wasn't intentional, we're all animation fans. So
Yes.
when we see
were-
that actually makes us really happy.
Yeah, we were in the fandom Tumblr trenches growing up, so we get it. Voltron and She-Ra, that is honestly super exciting to hear that people like see again like shows that they really really like and like see that within Hearts of Titan. So we're not at all like pressed that other people like want to like compare shows, and we take it as a compliment. So really cool that people see like the inspiration of like Voltron within our show, the inspiration of like from She-Ra in our show. That's really cool. But I think that's about it for that question, unless you guys have something to add.
I think, yeah, it's very hard to pick from every single inspiration that we have, because first of all, there's a few of us. So say individual artists, as we're working on different shots, we'll take our own inspiration from shows that we like. So it's mainly like a general vibe. Should we mention the fact that, as well as shows, we're also inspired by a lot of like internet culture from the early to mid 2000s?
Yeah, that's definitely like a big one. Is we all grew up as like Tumblr DeviantArt kids, playing Animal Jam, like watching like Minecraft Let's Play videos, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of vibe that was intentional for this show. Is like if you grew up in those niche internet culture communities, that's typically centered around like art and like fandom, things like that. We've all lived in those communities growing up as kids, and we kind of want to like pay homage to that in Hearts of Titan. So like if you're one of those like cringe and free kids, this is the show for you, because we're also very cringe and free.
Are cringe and free.
We hold hands.
While you guys were saying that, we did
We
get a
do.
donation from Arclight of $5.
Thank you so much.
Ark, is that you?
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
The message of Hiya. This is Corbin from the Mushroom Fae Tea Party. I don't have much money,
Hi.
but I wanted to support in any
Corbin.
way I can.
Thank you so
We
much.
love the Mushroom Fae Tea Party.
Fantastic. So shall we move?
Not like saying like we haven't announced anything yet, but like just keep your eyes peeled. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Fantastic. So, next question, I suppose. This is an interesting one. So, Miss Koifish Pony Productions asked a question that I have absolutely no emotional attachment to at all. I am curious if this show will dive into, in any capacity, romance. Will there be any established couples or couples/romances that will slowly develop over the course of the story, or just no romance whatsoever?
Okay, I like fold my hands together, like, grinning very big and wide.
Activate villain mode, I guess.
I don't. Yeah. So, if you're kind of getting what we're putting down, like on the stream and how we kind of like talk about the show, and like just from the memes and just from like how we market ourselves online, you can kind of tell that we again grew up in that fandom shipping culture as kids, like growing up in the teens and into adults. So yes, there will be romance, there will be shipping, there's going to be relationships. We all love that stuff, so you're going to see it in the show. I unfortunately cannot tell you who's ending up with who what the relationships
It'll be a
are.
secret.
It's a big secret, but like if you want to go ahead and ship characters, that's fine. We love seeing that kind of stuff. We just can't confirm or deny anything.
So go ham. If you have your own personal ships, we're all for it. We won't say anything. It's fine.
Handing the keys to the tank with that one, I see. Interesting. A wonderful play. Let's see how it pans out.
And fanfics, but you said that.
Fantastic. So, next question. Local Goop Pile asks if the characters in the main cast were any kind of baked potato, and in brackets, fries, mashed, actual baked potato, so on and so forth, what would they be?
That's definitely
awesome.
a question that I was like, Zombie should answer this. So if Zombie wants to like type us something, we could definitely share. Or like if they want to answer on stream, they can too. Because Zombie really likes these type of questions, and I want to leave that to them. So it might take a hot second to get that back to you guys, but definitely that's a funny one. I really like that question. Okay. We got the potato. We already got the potatoes, guys. That's great.
Mhm.
So, Ryan.
Zoe's been thinking hard about this.
Okay, got you. Ryan is a raw potato.
Yeah. Can't agree. Hard agree.
That's that. I can definitely see that. Corey's curly fries, definitely very valid. I love curly fries. Damien shepherd's pie. Okay. Elias Duchess potatoes. Beck potato scallops. Harry mash with gravy. Roz baked, and then corn chip. Can't eat potatoes but loves the smell of potato chips and crisps. Erebus is. Oh, what is that? Palm I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry, Zombie. And then Vass is ganache. I'm so sorry.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. I got it. I'm so smart. I'm so intelligent.
I am trying to be me.
Maud, this has been immortalized forever.
Do not.
Everyone
fan.
clip that.
I'm a
Everybody
fan.
clip that and post it on social media.
Yes.
Make fun of Maud, please. Please make fun of
Far and
Maud.
wide.
I swear I can read. I promise.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Clip that and go into your parents' room and show it to them.
No.
Record their reactions.
Yes.
If you don't have any parents, tell your loved ones.
Okay, that is potatoes. Thank you, Zombie, for the feedback. I appreciate this.
What fantastic. Okay, so let's see. Next question is from Sylvia Blessing. What was your inspiration for the school, in the setting of the show, that our main crew of characters go into? And in brackets, in terms of design, what the classrooms were going to look like, and the layout. And the second part of this question is, will there be more original songs by your team and a soundtrack for the show in the future? Can't wait to watch this. That was very nice of you. Thank you for that last little bit there.
Also, just real quick, I don't know who's gonna be taking like the the sketch requests. So out of Zombie might be watching the stream as well to check with chat. But if there's any ones that you want to take up, Zombie, just let me know which ones you're working on. So yeah, just getting that out of the way. So yes, inspiration for the school that our main crew and characters go to. So this is a little silly because we don't share too much about the school quite yet. But I have talked a little bit about how I really take like consideration on the personality of not just characters but the locations. I want to make sure that the locations and the environment are just as interesting as the characters. So we have a lot of fun with like environment designing and biz dev and things like that. So when it comes to like the set designs for the school, it's supposed to be very hammed up, like very exaggerated, like what an Ivy League college is. And it's not at all realistic to what an actual Ivy League would look like. It's supposed to be silly and a little like hammed up. So in terms of like what we take inspiration from, probably I looked at a lot of like reality sitcom like set designs, like from just like old like Nick shows, other live action like kid shows, and just like how they set design that and made the props, and like it's how very silly and over the top it is. It was a lot of just like what we thought would be fun to put in, so there weren't a lot of direct references from other media. It was just like, oh, we are looking at actual real life schools, getting inspired from like their architecture and applying that to what our school would look like, and they're just adding a bunch of fun to it. So I can't say for certain like there was anything specific that we were referencing from, except for just like actual physical buildings in architecture. But yeah, for the second half of that question, were there be more original songs by the team and a soundtrack for the show in the future? Absolutely. We definitely want to make more music. We are talking to a couple of like the members from our music staff and like what the future prospects would be for making more like songs, soundtracks for the actual like Orion's Return. That was like a music video that we actually got started years and years ago, that we only now released. So if we get to continue making content for Hearts of Titan, we would love to make more music, and there are definitely, for just like general like shorts or animated content that we make, there will be soundtrack music for that.
Concise, I like it. So,
cool.
Anybody else have anything to add to that, or is it good to move on?
Yeah.
I'm not telling.
Ominous. So we're grooving and schmoving. So from Skibbity Bap Bap, we have technically a two-parter that we have new vocal stem acquired, right?
Yeah. Shout out to our Vasilius fans.
There's so many of you in here.
Yeah, I'm seeing that in chat. I'm like,
what
wow, you guys. I mean, it is a bit of a dangerous design, I will admit. But regardless, the next question is again a bit of a two-parter that we partially answered earlier, but regardless. What was the art style of Hearts of Titan based on? I know it was related to the old 2000s cartoons, but what were the main inspirations for a style such as Hearts of Titan? But the next part I find the most interesting. Also, care to give a tutorial on how to draw in the Hearts of Titan art style?
Yeah, so we definitely did kind of dive into that a little bit previously, where what the style was sort of inspired by early 2000s action shows, cartoons, a little bit of like Flying Bark, because like that was a huge inspiration of like what the level of like action that we want to make, like the level of like quality that we wanted to like eventually be able to make and aspire to. So like Lego Monkey Kid, Rise are huge inspirations for us, and like what we one day hope to also like have that kind of like action sequences that you see in the show. For like general style, it was kind of a mix of just like our personal styles kind of like melted together. It's definitely, I think, now correct me if I'm wrong, it was a lot of Zombie's personal work, and I did like just some kind of like general revisions to the style kind of based on like what I wanted to see in the show. So it was just like a pretty much just custom made. We made it like not like thinking of like what general shows that we were kind of like wanting to replicate or take from. It was very much like heavily inspired by like Zombie's general style of art.
Can I also butt into answering this question?
Yes.
So when we were getting started, especially with character designs, we had, between the four of us, so me, Maud, Marrow, and Zombie, we would constantly send each other works in progress. And so the vast majority of character designs, each of us put something into them because we had this back and forth of essentially yelling at each other in excitement over what we wanted to change and what we didn't want to change, and then we would put it to a vote. So the collaborative process was real from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And the same thing went for the art style.
It was definitely like a team effort, just kind of like deciding on what we want this style to look like. But yeah, I think that's about it for that question.
Well, they did request a tutorial on how to draw, if that's possible.
On
Oh,
stream,
Zombie.
might be down to do that. I think we might have to make a separate canvas for that because I know the canvas on this one is getting a little big, and also I can see that the quality is a little low res. That's our fault, my bad. But I think on the second canvas we could also get started on that because I know. Are we going to be taking doodle requests, or is that something that Zombie's already working on?
Doodle.
So I might pick out some from the chat that
Okay.
that they want to draw at the time.
Okay, word. Just making sure. Cool.
But to be fair, I think it's always just a safe bet because everybody in chat is kind of going insane for Vasilius. So if no one has donation or doodle requests, then just draw Vass in as many possible ways as possible, and they shall feed as necessary.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
Would it be possible for the chat to get a zoom in on some parts of the canvas before we switch over to a new one?
Yeah, of course, I can definitely zoom in. So let me know when you guys are done, and
We
we can
won't.
just go around.
Yeah, we won't switch yet, but before we
Oh.
do,
Fantastic.
And just so anyone who's curious, we'll probably be reposting the full res versions of our draw pile or like our little doodles on social media if you want to have that for yourself. So just so you know that we'll be reposting them.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Man, Chappie wildin'. So on to the next question, I suppose. Dragonfly Doodles asks, someone in the comments jokingly asked, are the characters just self-inserts? And you responded with nervous laughter. So now I'm curious. Who do each of you relate to the most and why? If it's able to be answered without spoilers, of course. Nice covering your base there.
Renny and I saw that. It was like, which one of us commented nervous laughter on that?
Maddie came to me yesterday. Oh, sorry, Maud, when she read that question. And she was like, do you know what this is about? And I was like, oh, sorry, that's me. This is a great question. And we can also have Mac and Brooke answer this too. But who wants to start? Do you want to start, Maddie, with which character you relate to the most?
Yeah, just to kind of clarify that, sorry, these characters are not self-inserts, but we do take a lot of...
Oh, they definitely are. That was a joke.
Yeah. These characters do take a lot of like references from our experiences and how we kind of write these characters. So there's a lot of stuff that I personally do relate to with these characters, and like we do incorporate some of our own lived experiences. So like that in terms of which characters do I relate to the most, that's a tough one.
Right?
Because we put so much love into like every character personally that it's really hard for me to kind of pick one out of like which one do I think that I kind of like relate to the most. I do want to say though, this might sound like a little weird without context, but I do think that I relate a lot to Ryan as a character. This is like
I can
something
say it.
Dang. Yeah.
I won't elaborate. I won't say in what way.
Okay, yeah. Well, which character do you relate to the most?
Well, I don't know. Wow, that is a tough question. Oh man. Probably Elias. I mean, would you pin me as an Elias?
I think so. Yeah, I can see that.
Probably Elias or Damien. And they're two of my favorite characters. But I love all the characters.
Damien, I can agree with that. I do feel a little bit with Damien. I know Zombie is muted, but if Zombie wants to answer this question on which character they relate to the most, they can definitely answer. But what do you guys want to say for that?
Oh, I wonder who Zombie most feels like. I scratched my chin until there's nothing left. I wonder.
Wow, that's very clean shaven. That's a great look for you.
Thanks, I practice a lot. 'Cause
Really?
I'm a big thing.
Whoa. Didn't know that
Um,
about you.
While
Perfect.
Zombie is answering, though, I would. Oh wait, no, I cut off Marrow. I am so sorry, Marrow. Please go ahead.
Go on, Tilly. Give us your funny little character.
Everyone put the guns down. Let her answer.
Yeah, Beck. I like Beck.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna
Tilly
be
is very
completely
back.
honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. Was anyone expecting any other answer?
No.
Well, I kind of was until you said back, and then now it makes the most sense.
Or
So
what were you expecting?
corn chip.
Out of every single character in this show, you relate most to me.
You
Cat.
you just are a silly goofy goober. What are you talking about?
This is what
You're
I'm saying.
little.
Everybody,
You're the size of a pea, or maybe a small ant.
that might be true, but that you can't you shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
Whoa.
Whoa, Mac.
What?
Did someone
There's
suddenly
something-
start up
Are
a
you
lawnmower?
okay?
No, I'm just loving the energy.
No. There's white noise in your audio. I'm sorry.
Oh,
So,
Sound like a plane.
Guys, it's coming from the room. It's in
it
the
might
room
be
with
my
us.
fan that's
Mac.
behind me.
Mac, don't
Turn
turn
it
around
down.
right now, but there is a plane standing in the hallway, really threateningly.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Fantastic.
I get made fun of and equivalent to that's not a word. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give up.
Throws in the towel. Nice. I
That's
can
very
respect
Beck
that.
of you.
I stand up bravely and reach my hand out to you like an anime character. No, you're stronger than this.
Oh my gosh. It's heathens. Heathens is in the chat.
Heathens!
Oh,
It's
goodness.
chat.
Moly,
Hi,
hi there.
Neza. Hi, Neza.
Hi, Naz.
What are you doing up? It's 2 a.m. Actually, I think Nez is like an hour behind me.
Oh, that's something that we never talked about on stream is time zones at Kappapon Studios.
Oh.
Oh. That's a good one.
That is very fun for us to sort out because we joke about it, but we are being so serious when we say that every member of Kappapon Studios is not just in a different country. We're on different continents of the earth, like all four
That's
of
true. That's true.
us. So yeah, it is very fun kind of coordinating time zones. I do think though, did Brooke and Mac answer which characters they relate to the most? I just kind of want to make sure.
I would love to know who you guys relate to.
Mac, if the suspicious airplane in the hallway did not get you, I would love for you to go first.
Let's see. Well, I haven't been with the team as long as everyone else has, so I'm still getting to know a lot of these characters in depth. So subject to change, but I'm gonna say Elias.
Oh, right on.
Respect.
Maybe a little Corey.
Did Brooke answer?
I did not.
It's your turn, Brooke.
Oh my gosh.
Plane's in your room now.
What?
The plane's
Oh.
in your room now.
No. No. Take it back, please. I don't want this plane.
Oh, bye, Brooke. Have fun on your trip.
I would say not to hype myself up too much, but I feel like I relate to Corey the most. I love Miss
go.
Corey. I love clowns. I love being happy and doing silly things.
You love corn chip.
It's true. It's so true. I do love corn
That's why you
chip.
compared me to the cat.
I mean, you love Tilly, don't you?
That's
That's a loaded
so true.
question. The plane is pointed in your direction.
No.
Get turbines.
Yes,
run
no,
the
yes,
net.
I do love Tilly. I do. She's a great
Yeah.
friend. I do love
I
her.
hope that-
I'm reading off of the script.
There's no script. Stop spreading misinformation.
A 2-hour long.
Keep spreading. Keep spreading misinformation.
Ryan, which
What?
character
Who
do you
said
relate
that?
to the most?
Probably corn chip. That little feller's got their. They seem like they've got their life on lock. I can kind of vibe with that.
Best answer. Thank you, Ryan.
Respectable.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan, Hearts of Titan.
Yes.
It's like his full name.
Yeah, that's his full. What are you talking about? Of course, it
Ryan
is.
Hearts of Titan is his full name.
Says
Yeah,
so
on his
my
birth
birth
certificate.
certificate. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so on to the next one. Okay, on to the next one. Before we do, for those who just ended up joining recently, if you'd like to support us or Hearts of Titan as a whole, in the description of this stream, you're going to see the donation link for, Streamlabs. So send us a tip. We do have donation goals that we want to hit every stream. We've already hit one, so why not keep the train running? And if you want to support us even further, the best way to support Hearts of Titan is to go to the backer kit link, which is directly below that. That is basically our crowdfund, and with your help, we'll be able to see Hearts of Titan to fruition relatively easily. So, thanks for all the support, and on to the next question. This is from Simon Paxton 917. A small, tiny bit of lore drop between Vass and Erebus, because I noticed they both have prosthetic limbs. Just to feel, I'm assuming that's feed, a poor Victorian child. Please, sir, I want some more. So,
Okay.
I guess lore for Vass and Erebus.
Lore for Vass and Erebus. Everyone be quiet. Everybody stop talking.
Put the gun down.
Everyone, just making sure. Heavy spoilers. That's heavy spoilers. I cannot say too much. I don't want anyone else to share a little too much about Vass and Erebus because it is heavy spoilers. But what I can say, their prosthetics, they were not acquired like the same way. Like that's not. It was different situations. That's all I want to kind of like delve into. So there will be a reason as to why they have those, and we want to elaborate that as the story continues. But the villains in particular, we love them. We love them so much. It's such a shame that it's very spoilery. So trust me, we do want to yap about Vasilius, Ajax, and Erebus.
It's killing us not to. But it'll be worth it. We promise.
With time, it shall come.
Yes, I will. Ooh, speaking of Vasilius, because we have so many Vass fans in here, I will say something if you guys are excited to see more Vass content. We are doing some action scene tests right now that we're hoping to finish by the time that the campaign ends. We want to get that out earlier though. And one of the action tests that we're working on is a fight scene with Vasilius. So that's something that we are currently in the rough animation stage for, and it's looking really, really cool. So we're excited to share that with you guys soon.
Fantastic. Well,
To Tilly and Mac, who've worked on it, what do you guys think of the fight scene?
I'm so excited.
I think it looks good.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh,
alright.
yeah.
It's pretty alright.
yeah, 6 out of 10.
Just kidding. I am so excited.
I saw walking over to Mac with a big smooth rock in my hands.
Hug beat with rock?
With rock.
I'm sorry.
I put it on your desk as a peace offering.
I'm sweating. I'm filled with dread.
I turned the rock around and it's got your face perfectly carved in the side of it.
Oh,
Impressive.
Thank you.
Mackmore.
Oh my goodness, we just got a $200 donation from Fresh.
Oh!
It's a big rock!
With the message of, I tripped and dropped a little bit of pocket change. Okay, now, calm down. Here is some money for you, strangers I have never met. Thank you.
On Earth. Whoa, I wonder who worked in the music video. That's so wild. You should probably go
So
check out that
crazy.
music
Oh,
video.
it's so crazy. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, we do have the full song from our trailer in PMV form up on Oreo's channel. If you guys want to listen to the full song.
Yeah, go check out that because there is lore. There's hints to some lore in that music video.
Some tasty and some Easter eggs in the background.
Totally
if you
not
look hard
massive
enough.
spoilers.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, they're
We
only
didn't
spoilers
accidentally
we know.
trip and put spoilers in the PMV and then forget about it. No.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Ryan, do you mind switching over to the second canvas because I think some of our artists have swapped over.
Okay, perfect. Do you want me to do a walkthrough of everything that we've drawn so far
Yes,
in the first one?
please.
Yes.
Okay, so let's
So
do
that everyone can see.
a little bit of a zoom in. I'll guide by the directional keys of my terrible typewriter-style computer.
Go into the top left if you can.
Oh,
Be
I'm
careful
gonna
about the link.
Be careful about the link. Don't worry, I'm going to be guiding the... Don't worry, I'll be fine. So yeah, this is everything. If anybody wants me to zoom in on anything, let me know in the chat. And if I miss it, someone will yell at me properly.
I'll cry.
Yeah, Maud will
Also
cry. And there's the vase.
Can I also cry, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's all
Depends.
cry.
How good's your cry?
Crying's good, folks.
Is it this good? Is it as good as that cry right there? The cry of a
Meow.
corn chip defied their doodad?
Yeah.
Okay, let's...
I don't...
Hello?
Okay, let's zoom out a little bit so you can see things a little bit better, because we're getting to the bigger doodles right now. Oh, corn chip eating a lemon. Relatable.
Lemon.
Okay. I think we got everything, so I guess I'm going to switch over to the team drawing number 2 and immediately get brought into something fantastic. Every anime princess ever. Okay, let's get this centered properly. Okay, I think I got everything. Fantastic. Ah, you know it's authentic because it has the Bishonen chin.
Yeah.
Very fun
Also,
design.
just so chat knows, we are keeping track of for questions in the live chat. We are keeping track of that. We'll be getting into the chat comments once we go through the ones from our community channel or community tab.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it, but she's actually tying them to a small piece of paper and a rock and throwing it through my window every time someone writes one, so...
It's true.
There's
The
a bit of
rock
sorting.
comes in again.
Yeah.
Does it have Mac's face on it?
Oh, this one's a nice piece of granite right here from Casa Unknown. Ryan, what skincare do you use? Well, if I may be honest, it depends on the era you come to speak at me. Originally, I would just cover my face in lukewarm water every morning, have a nice steaming hot shower, make sure to use a nice face scrub to make sure everything is clean, come out, moisturize, and then exfoliating face mask. Now I just run into the forest and let the dew hit my face, and that usually keeps me nice and clean. And it's also cheap.
Are you okay?
No, not at all.
I didn't know about the Woods face moisturization. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember writing that. So
Fantastic. Well, regardless, the
You
rock
just gotta
got
flip the
here
page
somewhere.
over.
oh right, it's right there. My bad. I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the little it's in like size 2 font.
That's not my handwriting. Who did that?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
so onto a smaller rock from Elysian7677. I have a question for Kappapon Studios. How are you guys doing? And also, hope you have a good day.
You're so real. I remember.
I'm doing well.
We see your comments. It is so awesome. We and Rand will be like, oh my gosh, it's Elysian.
Is this the person who always says have a good day?
Yeah.
I love you. You're so sweet. We read everyone's comments. And if you leave more than one comment, we do remember you.
Yes.
And especially if you guys have a quirk, like that one person who says have a nice day every
Yes,
time
we-
they
Every
leave a
time,
comment.
so we remember, and we hope
And we
you
do.
Have a great
We
day
have a good
too.
day.
We have a great day because of you, and we hope that you also have a great day.
I hope everyone has a good day. I hope
I-
everyone is having a good day. Except Tilly.
Fantastic. Oh,
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, Tilly. I
Yeah, I
love
get-
you.
I
I'm
get-
in love with you.
I get treated
You mean
as a
everything to me.
house pet, and then
You mean everything to me.
It's
I'm
true.
in love with you.
Well,
Please, Tilly, don't go. Tilly, please leave the bag.
I've got
Stop
like,
packing.
I've got like 6 different bags, and I'm trying to pick them up all at the same
Poor
time. It's
Tilly.
really-
No,
Tilly,
honey,
half of those are
you can't check all
mine.
those you can't check all those into the airplane. There's too many. It'll cost you like $500. Don't do it.
Wait.
I squint at you, and I scowl.
Yes,
and
Brooke.
I say,
it's too late. The plane's already there. Front door.
It's in your hallway.
Yeah.
Hi.
The plane got her.
If we're doing a bit, then who's flying the plane?
and then I crash into the ocean, and it's very unfortunate because I can't swim.
Huh?
The real Tilly lore.
Yeah.
Real Tilly lore, I cannot swim.
I forgot to tell you this, Tilly. I tied a bunch of rocks to your boots. Oh
What?
no! No!
Why would you do that?
We're supposed to use those for
Noticed.
questions.
She's gonna sleep with the fishes.
I hadn't noticed. Oh well, at least the plane floats, and then all of the rocks create a hole
do you mean?
underneath me, and I sink to
What do
the
you mean?
bottom of the ocean.
Tilly, what do you mean the plane floats?
The plane floats. It's buoyant.
So real.
Wood plane. Gotcha. Fantastic
Tilly.
invention.
Do you want to take a
Yeah.
second to think about this?
Let's go on to the next question.
Okay, next question.
Okay, so this is a good question. This is one that I saw in chat earlier myself, and I think it's pretty reasonable. So, if someone can't donate, what are other things that they can do to support you guys? Will this be an episodic or a plot-driven stories? This was by Shelty Songs.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, awesome question. First of all, if you guys can't support, it's totally fine. Like financially, if you're not in the position to donate, we don't expect everybody to be able to give us money. Like we're not entitled to your money. If you want to support us in other ways, we see that as just as supportive and just as helpful. So just like sharing Hearts Tying around, using a hot sweep tag, spreading the word in like whatever ways that you can, whatever is accessible to you, we completely love, and like we are very grateful that you just have an interest in Hearts of Titan. So fan art, fan cams are fun for us. We love seeing fan cams. It's just something that like we make fan cams just for our own little characters and like the shows that we like. So when people make fan cams for Hearts of Titan, it's so nice. Just like
Please.
just like any kind of content that you want to make, and like tagging us, it would be really, really good. Sometimes someone will like put it on their story and tag us. We typically check our stories so we can see that and share it, because we have a fan art highlight on our Instagram right now, and we always want to make sure that we are trying to find like the content that you guys make for us. So again, just spreading the word in whatever means that you can, we see that as just as helpful as donating on BackerKit. We want to make sure that we are building community for our studio and for Hearts of Titan, and that's something that we care about a lot, is like you and the community and the fans, and just like growing this space for everyone. So like that's how we see the support. But yeah, that's really awesome question. I appreciate that. And for if it's episodic or plot driven, it is a very plot driven story, absolutely. There will be more like episodic parts of the story that we will have, just because like we like episodic and plot driven both. So even though there might be like more like quote unquote like episodic like shorts or content episodes, however we can make the story, there will still be elements of the main plot happening. But overall, I would consider that it's a very plot driven show. But yeah, thank you for the question.
Fantastic. Keep the questions coming, guys. We love the feedback, and if anybody has anything else they want to ask, we'll probably get to it at some point. Unless Maddie's aim gets worse as the stream goes on, then we're going to lose a few rocks along the way, but we'll definitely try our best.
That's so true. I'll try and throw them as hard as I can.
Thank you. I'll just
Full
let me know
throttle.
next time so I can open the window. I'm running out of windows.
Okay.
You should aim at his head.
No
next
promises.
time.
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I mean,
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, Starlit
bounce
Wolf
off his big head.
OSC asked, got a question. What's the clown? I'm assuming they're asking about the clowns in the series. I saw 2 in one scene on the left side of Erebus in one shot, and some with the scene with Corey. So are all the clowns evil or good?
Funny. That's a funny one. So there's a lot of clowns in Hearts of Titan. I don't want to say what's going on with that. But to kind of answer that question, because this is not a spoiler, this is not a secret. Corey was raised by clowns, like quite literally raised in the circus. So you're going to see a lot of that with Corey's backstory. Is like she literally was like raised and born in a circus, and she loves being a clown very much. So because of that, there will be more characters that you see that are like clown related. I don't want to say in terms of like alignment on like certain characters that may or may not be a clown, because I don't want to like say it, because again, if you go back to that trailer, or if you go back to the PMV and watch the animated clips back, you might be able to kind of figure some things out. I'm not gonna let you know any more than that, but yes, there's going to be clowns.
Really?
Yes.
Clown sweep.
Clowns.
It's gonna be
Wait.
clowns in Hearts of Titan?
Big fan
We
of
should
clowns.
get rid of them.
They're already here.
You bite your tongue right now.
Okay.
Take
Tilly,
it
take it
back.
back.
Take it back.
It kind of hurts, but I'll try my hardest.
No, okay. Tilly.
Oh no, please.
Away.
Okay.
What?
So, next up, if y'all are ready, we got another one, it looks like, from Starlit Wolf Z OSC. I want to make my own series, and I have a lot of sketches with a few characters. And I know what story I want to tell, but what should I do to start my project? I think Maud's about to go feral at this question in the best way. She is a repository
Go
of knowledge
off,
like you wouldn't
Maud.
believe.
Yeah. Okay, so you want to make a show, like go into animation, and you want to start your project. Got it. Okay, so in terms of like indie animation right now, we could talk for hours about indie animation just as the scene, as the online community, because that's where we all started working together. Is like we also worked in indie as well as industry. So when it comes like you want to make your own show, definitely kind of assess what resources you have. Like, are you an artist? Are you an animator? Are you an editor? Are you a writer? Are you a voice actor? What skills do you have that you can apply to making your story? And whatever those skills are, just start making the show with those resources in mind. Like if you're just a writer, write everything down. Like make a pitch bible, make a pitch packet, whatever you want to have to kind of like set the grounds for this project. If you're an artist, do like, designs, character concepts, biz dev. If you animate, like do test animations, whatever it is that you're good at, and use that as like the starting grounds for developing it further, because you can, if you have the accessibility to do so, make it by yourself. There's a lot of indie projects right now that are made by one person or a very small team. It takes a long time. Like it takes a really long time. But that's just like something that you want to determine, like, is that what I want to do, or do I want to get a team? And if it's the latter, then that opens up a whole door of other questions of like, well, do I have the funds to do that? How am I going to pay people? How am I going to onboard people? And we could get into depth about the logistics of like unpaid work in indie and like all that kind of stuff. It really is like a whole topic of conversation that I think should be separate. But me personally, I believe that you should be paying your workers. Like you should be paying artists, paying your team.
Here.
You want to make sure that you're respecting your team and compensating them to the best of your abilities. So I would say, because of the fact that animation takes so long in general, like you're going to be working on this for a very long time regardless, set up a plan on like what your budget could look like and save up money, whatever it is that you can have the accessibility to do so. I understand that that's tough for people. That's definitely tough for us. And it takes a really long time to get to that point. So whatever you have the accessibility to do that, start saving up in general if that's what you want to do. If that's what your passion dedicated to making is an indie show, a cartoon. It's again, like, it just takes a very long time, and that is completely okay. I know that there's a lot of like indie animation announcements happening, but what you don't typically see is like these projects have been in development for like 5, 7, 10 years. So even though you might be seeing a lot of projects come out now, typically they take a very long time to really develop and make, from conception to making the actual episodes. And so like, think about advertising and marketing and set up a business. If you're trying to onboard a team, do you want to start an LLC? Do you want to start up a company? What are the steps necessary for me to making a studio? So like, I had a whole panel at MomoCon with another studio talking about this and like the kind of like legal and business side of that. I won't go too hard into that because it does kind of open the door to like more like boring concepts, which is like contracts and like the like trademarking process and like everything like that. So I'll leave that for a separate time. But think about, are you trying to make like an actual legal business or not? And of course, marketing and advertisement. That's something that I'm really, really good at, or I say that I'm passionate about, rather. I love marketing and advertisement, so typically for our social media, that's what I'm helping typically, is like following trends, following the algorithm, things like that, posting on social media. Ren and I both do that together. So being on top of like trends on social media, just like trends in general, the algorithm, help that kind of like get the word out for your project, even if it's just a concept right now. Like, you want to kind of build that community of people who are interested in like your project, in your story. And yes, again, it can take a really long time to get there, but I think trying to get that growth started early would be really beneficial for people who want to get into indie animation. Like, when it comes to softwares, it can really be whatever you want. Like, it depends on like what you're trying to make and what the achievement is. But if you're just like a one-person team wanting to make this by yourself, it really can just be whatever softwares that you prefer. If you're trying to get more of like a larger team and like doing cross compatibility with programs, making sure that everybody has the same programs is really, really good, unless you want to deal with like exporting issues, bugs, things like that. So typically our team uses Toon Boom. So that helps us for like file transferring and things like that. Spreadsheets, drop-off drives, things like that. Also important to think about is organization. Do you need a shot tracker? Do you need just a general like storyboard spreadsheet, kind of like being like, okay, this is shots 1 through 100. Here's the description for each shot. Here's the progress in each shot. Here's what I need to complete it. Things like that. This is again something that I could talk about for hours. And if in the future people are interested, we could definitely set up a stream that's specifically dedicated to what the process looks like for making an indie project. Because I love talking about it. I'm typically the one that has to organize and like do like the production tracking and things like that. So it definitely is a learning experience. Actually, I don't think I have the link on me right now, but I know that the Lovers has like a publicly accessible spreadsheet that they use for production and that they have like made accessible for other people. Again, I don't have the link for that, but that is really helpful of a resource that people could look into. But yeah, that is the question. If I went a little too hard and kind of got off track, just let me know.
No,
Round of applause for Maud.
Yeah.
We love Maud. We love Maud.
Absolutely.
I go up to you and I put my hand on your shoulder and I look into your eyes with amusement and bewilderment, and I go, I'm so proud of you.
And then I go up to you and I put my hand on your shoulder, Tilly.
Oh.
And I look at you with like bewilderment and like excitement in my eyes, and I go, "Ugh, hit with rock?"
What? No, and then I feel my head get flattened.
I mean,
No!
At least they're asking.
Ugh, hit with rock?
What are the other questions that we got?
Yeah, so on to the next one. So, Ayumi Ojo, I believe that's how that's pronounced. How do you guys do that thing with the canvas? 3 people drawing together. I think they're just asking what we're using to doodle all of this wonderful artwork.
There's definitely different options that you can use for this. We're using Magma, and like typically, I think the most popular one is Drawpile. And Agio. Like there's different options. So we just went with Magma, but like if you want to do like a draw session with friends, like there's definitely a lot of online options. Like I think Magma and Agio both work like through your browser, while Drawpile is a program that you can download and set that up with like other friends, like team members, things like that. So that's what we're using.
Sounds fantastic. Next question by Stardrop. What programs do you all use for animation? Also, what programs are you using now?
Oh boy! Okay, so again, like, this is a question that I think we can all share, but off the top of my head, I think when it comes to storyboards, we have used Clip Studio Paint and Storyboard Pro, and then for rough animation, it has mostly been Toon Boom Harmony. We have experimented with animating in Clip Studio Paint again. That actually was one of the, I don't know if everyone wants me to talk about this. It was actually one of the early programs that we used on commissions as a studio.
Oh, I would love to talk about this. So we started off really rough, trying our best. There are a lot of things, even when we started to transition to Toon Boom, because we used to use Clip Studio exclusively for animation, would not recommend it if you're working on shots over, like, at the most 2 seconds.
It can
Unless
lag.
it gets really laggy, it's really hard to scrub through the timeline. I don't know if this is different now. You guys can correct me, but at least when we used to do it, there was no, like, audio scrubbing.
No,
Which can be an issue. But yeah, so when we transitioned over to Toon Boom, we were absolute novices when it came to using Toon Boom. And spoiler alert, even if you use Toon Boom regularly, you will likely be a novice until the end of time and still learning about the program, because there's so much to learn on Toon
So
Boom.
much about Toon Boom.
Yeah. But when we first started using it, we had no idea what we were doing. So we used to, especially with cleanup, we used to color very wrong.
It was so funny. It was
really,
like,
it's so funny.
we're better about this now. We're better about this now. I swear we
We
can do cleanup.
swear.
We get
But
paid to do
it's so
cleanup.
funny to look back on.
Yeah. It's like Toon Boom was one of those programs that's really, really good and efficient. It's just like there's so much to it that like it's like an iceberg. Like sometimes like you're not even brushing the surface of like what Toon Boom can do as a software. Same with After Effects. I
so
love
true.
After Effects, but it's the same thing. Well, just so you know, I do 2D compositing. That's one of my main skills. That's where I've done like work for like Castlevania Nocturne, our Bastard Universe Revolution, Skull Island. I was a 2D series compositor on those shows. But when it comes to After Effects, we use that for compositing on Hearts of Titan and whatever other Kappapon studio projects we do. So when I first started compositing, it was on the Legend of Pee-Pee SCAD film. And I would like to say that when I first started on that, I was a novice at compositing. I did some banger shots on that film, I'm not gonna lie. But when it came to like learning the program, that was still very new to me. And even now, there's a lot of parts of Toon Boom that I still don't, After Effects that I am still learning about. Like, I love the Maxon app. Like, I love like the sets of plugins that I use, but I'm still like learning how to do like building custom plugins, building effects, things like that. That I do know how to like work on, but there's so much that you can do in certain programs that like there's completely different subsects of After Effects jobs that are done by completely different people with certain sets of skills, like motion graphic design, like again like compositing. You can even like do like film work in After Effects. It really just depends. But overall, like it's like again like you're barely touching the iceberg when it comes to programs, and we are still learning. It's fun to learn. We get paid to do these things too, but that's what we use. It doesn't mean that you can't use other programs too. Like for comp and editing, there's so many other softwares that you can use. Same with like animation. I think in terms of, like storyboarding, you can do a lot of different things with storyboards. Like again, like it could just be in your sketchbook. And that totally works. Or just go like Toon Boom Pro, or Storyboard Pro. You can even like do boards in Toon Boom Harmony, Clip, Photoshop, whatever, as long as you're getting the ideas down. So I think that answers the question. I might have gone off track again.
I'm so proud of you again.
Wow.
Everyone clap. You know the routine.
Yay! Okay, so
So, next question. This one I think is kind of opening Pandora's box in the best possible way, but from Lila5275. Question: are we allowed to make AOCs for it?
I think all of us can answer this one with like a unanimous yes.
Yeah.
We're all grinning from ear to ear.
We're begging on our hands and knees.
Please make fan OCs. It's so much fun. We get so excited. We have regulars too. We have regulars. If you've made a fan OC, we know who you are. Like we absolutely
Ominous.
I think, oh my gosh, shout out to Havoc, who was our first ever fan OC. You rule.
So true.
So yeah, make sure to draw your OCs, print them out, tie them to a rock, and throw them through my window if ever you get the chance to.
Absolutely.
Don't know what we'll accomplish with that, but I'll definitely see it. Okay, on to the next question, I suppose. Oh, this is one that I was thinking too. So this is from Abby K. Question: Vass, or in brackets Ajax, I'm pretty sure they mean Ajax, is the villain who's definitely had the least content/screen time. Is there anything you can tell us about them?
Okay. If it's Ajax, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. We cannot elaborate on Ajax. We love this character, by the way. Like, we love the villains, and when it comes to Erebus and Vasilius, we can have a little more of like elaboration on them as a character. When it comes to the robot, we cannot talk about them too much. And you will see why when we actually get to like showcase more about Ajax in the story. But Ajax is really fun of a character. You might see in our memes, and this is something that I can share a little bit about, is the way that Ajax expresses himself in like the little memes and stuff. It's very like, I guess, kind of like, what's the term when you're kind of like miming? It's what's that game where you like you're very like charades, like communicating through charades. Yes, that's like something that we play into with like Ajax as a character. It's very fun for us. When we have our cast announcement put together, which I see those comments about voice acting. We are announcing our cast pretty soon, so we are also going to be showcasing like what Ajax sounds like, which I think will be very fun because we do have an example of that. But unfortunately, when it comes to the robot, we can't talk about them very much.
Understandable. Okay, so I'm going to ask this question, and then I have to leave for just a brief minute. Do not worry, but I feel like you know what? This is a fun question to leave you guys with.
Oh my gosh.
So, from Simon Paxton, I should note this is in all caps. Respect, by the way. Always yell at the top of your lungs. I have a question. Why is Vass so hot? What caused you to cook him this hot? He's like a volcano. And with that, I scurry away into my den. I shall be right back.
I need everybody in this chat to thank me personally for Vasilius, okay?
Thank you, Maddie.
I take responsibility for him. I'm normal about these type of character designs. So when we were making Hearts of Titan initially and coming up with the characters and coming up with the designs, because Zomi is our main character designer, I was like, Zomi, we have to make him a DILF. And that's all. That was like the whole request. It's like, yep, we can do that. So that's where his design started. Is I like a certain character type in media that I don't see a lot. So I'm like, we gotta put them back in. I love Vander from Arcane. Like, I was like, I love that kind of stuff. We gotta do this too. So that's where Vasilius is, in terms of like his character design. Zombie did cook him. Zombie did in fact cook Vasilius, so props to Zombie for making him look like that. So it was definitely like the joint effort of us combined making Vass. So yeah, we have a lot of like tropes and characters and like character archetypes that we like individually really adore and love. And so it's definitely a team effort of like bringing together all of our accumulated tastes, and it's like, yes, like this is our show. We get to make whatever we want. It's our show. Let's just go crazy stupid with it. So that's where we are at with
I take credit for Ajax. Teehee.
yes. We all have like characters that we've all kind of like were the I guess main not designer, but like definitely kind of like helming, like where we all kind of like took it upon ourselves to put a lot of like our own interests and like design work on certain characters, and then Zombie kind of made them a reality. But yeah, that's Vasilius. Poor Ryan's gone, so I guess we're just gonna be talking about Vass until he comes back.
I'm here. What'd I miss?
Oh, we just finished up, actually.
Oh, fantastic. So my timing is absolutely perfect and not planned at all. Great. So, next question from Mountain Dew fan. How devious is Orion?
How devious! That's funny.
Devious.
Yeah, let's see how this question goes.
Oh my gosh. I would say, like, Ryan is the devious one out of the dynamic. It's the same character, by the way. Orion and Ryan's the same person. But when you see, like, the duality of how they kind of, like, act versus between, like, Orion and Ryan, there is a more devious alter ego, like, out of the two, which I think would be Ryan. Orion, I think he's just, like, a little more repressed devious. That's how I would classify it.
Respectfully, I agree.
Yes.
Okay, so back to it. I guess we have another question. Let's see where we are. From Squishy. Is Ryan wearing a Kappapon pin canon?
We've joked about this, so I don't think we're really gonna put this into, like, the show. Who knows, maybe. But, in the show, he's not gonna have a Kappapon pin. We wanted to kind of put this here just, like, as a little, like, meta humor, where, Ryan has, like, the Kappapon logo. But we've joked about doing this in the show, where instead of us being, like, the creators in the series, Kappapon is, like, his management, like, agency that he works with. Like, Kappapon is in the series, but not as, like, the studio that makes the show. Rather, it's, like, it's his management team that has to, like, do all of his, like, social media and, like, running his channels and social media. Like that was what we were thinking. It's not, I don't think that that's going to be canon in the show. It was just a joke that we have behind the scenes.
Sounds reasonable enough, I will admit.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember us joking about it quite a lot, but regardless, onward and upward. From Tubby Poplays. Ryan, do you have a favorite hobby? Depends on the time of year, if I'm being honest. Right now I've taken up reading, just random things, doesn't matter what, just reading.
Like nutrition labels?
Oh yeah, no. Nutrition labels, billboards, menus at truck stop, bathrooms, it's, gotta have hobbies, right?
Numbers? Do you like numbers at all? Like, do you like reading numbers?
How high can you count?
Yeah.
At least 6, but 7 on a good day if I'm, locked in completely, I should note.
That breaks my high score.
Unfortunate. Maybe if we work together, we could probably get past 10.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's kind of scary, man.
Next question. On to Plasmith. Do any of you guys plan to voice main characters of background characters, I'm assuming that means, for episode 1? Also, if not, how do you guys plan to look for voice actors?
So, I think the question at the start of that is, like, are we voicing background characters, like, as team members? And for now, I say no. I don't think we have any rules for ourselves in the story. when it comes to casting, though, I mentioned this earlier. We will be looking for more voice actors in the future for sure. We will announce when casting calls do happen. But right now, we do have a cast for Hearts of Titan. And of course, you know, Ryan's right here. Hi.
Hi.
But for the rest of the cast, we are currently preparing the materials for this, but we will be announcing the full cast soon. And again, we will be looking for more voice actors in the future, so we'll be putting out casting calls for auditions whenever that happens.
Perfect. On to the next one. Before I do, just for those who showed up late to the stream, because I'm noticing a few of you are showing up right now. If you would like to support us, you'll notice that there is a donation goal on the screen that you can add to at any time. In the description of the stream itself, you're going to find a link to tip us through Streamlabs, and if you do that, we'd be very much appreciative. But if you want to go further than that, just below that link, there's another link to BackerKit. If you want to support us the most, donate there, become a supporter. That will help the show to get produced and help us to continue with this project. So do whatever you can to help, and we're always appreciative no matter what you do.
We're almost at 26,000. Please help us get there. Woo!
Fantastic. So, on to the next question. From Padraig, I'm assuming. If we put fan art on Tumblr, would you still see it?
Yes. We do check our Tumblr. It's a little less frequent, because it's two people running social media right now. It's just me and Renny, so it can get a little hectic sometimes keeping track of things. But if you do tag us, we will be making sure to keep track of fan art. So just make sure that you're using the right tags. You can add our social media as well. That's totally fine. Like whatever it takes to get our eyes on it. Because if we ever miss your fan art, it is not malicious, or it's not like intentional. Typically, it's just because there's two people running multiple social medias at the same time.
We're sorry.
We're sorry.
Some days, yeah, to put it into perspective, I think across the board we have like 8 social media that we frequently update. So it can get a little hectic, especially when one of us is busy or sick, or because then just the one person is taking care of uploading everywhere. But yeah, if we miss you, keep tagging us, and then eventually we'll find it, because we love to see it.
Perfect. Another one from Plasmith. Question. What are the overall limitations of Ryan's shapeshifting powers? How long can he typically hold it? How big or small can he get?
Okay, yeah, this will be a fun one, because I think a lot of his like abilities is implied from the content that we've already made. So we are kind of like stuck on going too much into depth about how his shapeshifting abilities work. So for that, we don't want to get too much into it, because it actually is story heavy. Like his shapeshifting abilities do get tied into the story itself. But in terms of like his limitations, and like what he can shapeshift into, he can change his body very extremely, is what I can say. Like he can do a lot with his form, as in like get smaller, get bigger, new appendages, remove appendages, things like that. Like he can get really creative with it, to the point we've joked about putting slapstick in the show, because he can technically do that.
Interesting.
I mean, is it a joke? We could definitely do it.
We could just put slapstick in there, yeah.
Yeah, but you guys are gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah. Okay. From Daniel Penalva Panagel. How old was Orion when he arrived on Earth?
Okay, yeah. I think that one's very, like, if you do the math in your head, you can find out. But considering the fact that all these characters in the main story are adults, he's been on Earth for quite some time. He arrived on Earth as a very young kid, and now he's an adult. So the timetable for that is roughly 2 decades. That's all I really want to say. And it, again, like, he's been there for quite some time. And it's very hard for me, like, kind of like wanting to determine like what else we can share about that. But yeah, considering the fact he arrived as a kid, currently as an adult, he's been on Earth for quite some time.
Perfect. From Freddie Rodriguez, how many characters are there?
Guys, there's a lot. I think we can all agree on that.
At
The
least
cast can
6.
get pretty big. At least 6, yeah. I think publicly, like, I think online we have shared that there's a roughly 10 characters. That I think that's the number we've like showcased. So that's all I can say. It's like out of the main cast that you've seen online, there's about 10 characters. But when it comes to like the overarching story and like who else gets introduced, there will be more. But for the main like focus of the ensemble cast, it is 10 people.
Perfect. Next question is from Anchornaut. Question: for the production side of things, what would you say is a good piece of advice for trying to keep a team organized and motivated? I'm in awe of you guys and can't wait to join the indie sphere someday. Oh, very uplifting.
Keeping the team organized and motivated. That's a good one because again, we're very lucky in the sense that we're a group of friends, so we keep each other's morale up pretty well. So it's a lot of fun for us because again, we put so much heart and like passion into Hearts of Titan that it's very easy for us to be our own fans and uplift each other as we're working and get excited for this show. Because all of us are equally just as interested in Hearts of Titan. That's how I would say, if you have the ability to. I know that it's harder for other people. We got really lucky with the fact that we all are working on this together as friends, but kind of getting other people involved that you could be close with, you're friends with, or have the same motivations as you, which is like making an original show, trying to make something to break into the industry, like some kind of team effort like that, is people just like on your team like that love working in indie animation as much as you do. But other times it's totally fine if it's just for a paycheck. Like that is also completely valid. A lot of time it is work for other people, so don't kind of like feel like your team is obligated to be as interested in your project as you are. But overall, again, I would say that we got pretty lucky with that. Finding other folks who might just be interested or share the same motivations as you would also be good. Being your own fan, being your own hype person, really good. But don't ever feel like demotivated just because it's like one person or like a very small team where you have to kind of start and stop your production, because at the end of the day, it's a story that you love. If you don't feel like your heart's in it, it's okay to take breaks. It's okay to slow down, or like change the media to something else that's like easier for you to work on it, because it can feel like work sometimes, and that's okay. Like, because if it just is work sometimes, where you wake up as like, I don't really want to do this assignment, I don't want to work on backgrounds, I'm not good at backgrounds, or I don't want to work on editing, I don't feel like editing. But on some days it just feels like that. But the bright side is that on a lot of the time it is something that you love, it's something that you're passionate about, and it can be hard, but I would say, like, again, it is okay to slow down or take breaks just to help with like your own motivation.
Oh, and to add on to that, definitely if you start feeling like you're slowing down or you're burnt out, pass on your work. Super important, because sometimes we get too hung up on needing to finish something ourselves when we're a part of a team. And you know, from a production side of things, that can slow down production, but also, you know, sometimes you need a fresh pair of eyes to look at a shot. But I know that at least for me, that really helps with morale, because sometimes I'm not feeling the work and I need to work on something else. But we're very lucky that we're able to do that. Not every team is, especially when it's a larger production.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Like, again, like sometimes it's you work with a small team, other times you're working with a big one. So it is helpful when you can get somebody else's eyes on something. Cool. Is there any other questions?
Oh boy, howdy is there. So, next one is from Mix Up Stuff. Do you have any advice with drawing fan art? Related to the characters, of course.
Any advice? That might be a question I'm not sure if I can answer, because it's hard, like, if there's any possible elaboration, that would be helpful, but for advice, I think we should probably get very clear references up for people. We could probably put something together to help people with fan art. Just like we have references a lot for the character. If you scroll down, there's like character lineups and things like that. But if there's something that you think would help you specifically for fan art, I would say leave a comment on this video, or like maybe shoot us a DM. We'll try and get back to you. But if there's something that you think like we could potentially post or share about, if you want to make fan art that would help you like have those clear references for the characters, we can organize something and put something together for people.
Perfect. Yeah, a general style guide definitely would help, and also release the Kraken in a sort of way with the fan base. So, next question is from Pretty Patrick's Problematic Stan account. You have a really great username. Will there be a part 2 of this live stream? Just wondering. I don't know, Mod. Is there going to be a part 2?
Whoa, that's wild. I don't know, guys. Are we gonna be here Saturday at was it 10 a.m. EST? I gotta double check the time.
Yeah,
we'll be streaming Saturday.
Yeah, if you go on the Twitter and a lot of our social media accounts, you'll see that we do post a lot of this scheduled stuff ahead of time. There is going to be a few more streams if I'm reading the room correctly, but we do have another one scheduled for this Saturday.
Yes, we will be doing streams more consistently even after the campaign ends.
Oh yeah,
just keep engagement going, keeping people like invest in the story, so that you guys have content while we're working on whatever we possibly can for Hearts of Titan to make it real. So we want to talk to you guys more often. We want to engage in our audience. So there will be more live streams.
Oh yeah, and I shall be around and things. Okay, and next one from Padrig. Why is Cornchip the best character? You know, it's a question I ask myself all the time.
We were talking, okay, me and the team were talking about this morning of like, wow, Cornchip Nation, we did not expect this character to have so many fans.
We love Cornchip.
It's so awesome. Like, it is actually really, really cool seeing how many people like Cornchip, the clown cat. Because we've joked about, like, oh, who's going to be the fan favorite? Who's going to be the character that everyone likes? And we all have, like, kind of, like, placed bets on, like, who it's going to be. Cornchip was not a contender on that list. That was so funny.
True. I mean, Zombie was always gunning for Cornchip.
Yes, that's true. There will be more Cornchip content. Don't even worry about it. We hear you guys. We see you. We actually posted a Cornchip meme this morning on Instagram and our YouTube shorts.
Next question is from Some Dumb Tank. What is a fun fact about a character that will have no impact on the show, but you really like?
Oh my gosh. A fun fact. Zombie's the best at that kind of stuff, but I'm trying to think now of like what's something that I could definitely share that's not going to be a spoiler for the show. Because typically my brain is always wired to like think about, okay, like what I write will have an impact on the story. So I have a harder time coming up with like the very like small details that are not super relevant to like what you see on screen in episodes. But when it comes to like small little details, I'm trying to think of like a character now because there's so many characters. Oh yeah, Zombie.
There's also so many fun facts.
There's so many fun facts. Yes, Zombie's so correct about this one. Ryan can eat anything. So, just how he's built...
You guys can run with that.
Just how his alien species is built, he's just built like that where he can eat anything and be completely fine. That's why we've joked on memes about, like, I think there's this one meme where he had an X-ray, and we were like, okay, what's in the X-ray? How can we make this really, really stupid? And we put, like, forks in there. We put, like, a wedding ring in there. The keys. A lot of keys. Like, a ridiculous amount of keys. We don't have an explanation as to why he had
Whose keys
so many
are there?
We don't know.
We'll never tell.
Yes.
Maybe they're your keys.
What?
But yeah, that's a silly little...
Right now.
So, what can I say? They shiny, they leave them out on a table. One thing leads to another.
Why'd you leave the keys up on the table?
I
We
wanted
wanted
to.
to.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, nature is healing. Okay, so, who's your favorite character out of the show? Also, love you guys so much. That's from Starry, but the A is
Oh
a
my
4.
gosh.
I'm assuming when they say your favorite character, they mean everybody here. My choice is kind of, yeah. So,
Go on.
no. I'm fine being me.
We have time.
Well, obviously it's Corn Chip. I mentioned it earlier. Come on.
Yeah, corn chip.
So
Corn
yes,
chip's sweet.
everyone else?
I like Brooke.
Or did we already?
Tilly likes back.
Didn't we already
Tilly likes
answer
back,
this
that's for
question?
sure.
Actually, now that I think about it.
It's
I
more of
like
like
Elias.
it's like which character we relate
Mm.
to the most was the original question. I think
Yeah.
Zombie and I would agree on this, but we have a hard time deciding like who our favorites are because genuinely, like, I'm not trying to be like a cop out with this corny whatever, but we love the characters so equally. It's very hard for us to have like one definitive favorite. Like for me personally, where I am like writing these characters, I have a very hard time picking out which character I like the most. So it's hard for me personally to pick out a specific favorite on that. But I know that some of the other people on the team might have a favorite that they want to share.
Oh, I have so many. How do I choose? Ajax. I love Ajax. I think Ajax is pretty cool. I love Ajax. I love Elias. I love Damien. I love Corey. I love Orion. Oh, sorry, Orion. I love
Sorry,
Ryan.
it's pronounced Orion. We know it's incorrect pronunciation.
Mm.
It's funny.
Fun fact! Going back to the fun facts about characters that aren't really relevant to the story at all. Erebus's name is pronounced properly, spelt wrong on purpose. Orion's is spelt right, but pronounced wrong on purpose. That's a little fun fact.
Yeah.
Is it story relevant? Not at all.
It's not story relevant. You could probably say that Ryan was just he's a little silly with it and kind of wanted to differentiate the pronunciations of both of his names. So he's like, oh, yeah, you can just call me Orion because like his like human Sona is Ryan. So he's like, is that too similar? It's too similar. So we have that differentiation between Orion and Ryan.
Okay. Big fan. Next up is from Enzo Rivera Dobelier. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Will Hearts of Titan have dubbing?
That is a good question. So we do get a lot of people contacting us for dubbing, and I wish that we could get back to you guys on this because it's something that we are currently trying to deliberate and figure out ourselves because right now we don't have content to really dub. We have the trailer, which has 3 lines from Ryan, and then we have the music video. But in terms of like the content that we're making after the campaign, we are still in the progress of even making that. So for right now, we are not looking to dub the show because there really isn't a lot of content to be dubbed at the moment. But once we feel like that we're ready to do so, that's something that we will put out there that we are seeking help for that. So for now, we can't say that we're dubbing Hearts of Titan at the moment. We are trying to subtitle it for sure. So if anybody wants to assist or has advice on like subtitles, we're open to that because we want to make sure that it's still accessible for as many people as possible.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So this next question also comes from Pretty Patrick's Problematic Stan account, and I'm going to read this as it is written because I love this. Why is Ryan and who is he so baby girl?
Great question.
I ask myself that question every morning, but gee golly gosh, it just happens. I look in the mirror and there it is.
Yeah, he's baby girl on purpose. We made Ryan in the lab. I say this as a joke all the time with our staff, but like he genuinely was made in the test tube lab, and we're like, we have to make this character like I guess as a parody of the Tumblr sexy man. Like we do not classify Ryan as a Tumblr sexy man, trust me, but we're like it's sort of like satirical on that where
He's a Tumblr unsexy man.
that's probably a good way to put it. But that's why he's probably very baby girl.
Literal gremlin eating discarded chips under couches.
A sad little man.
Especially. Next up, from Lemon Slushy. Will we get any small background info on the characters, like character reference sheets? I think we answered this a little bit earlier with we do have reference sheets sort of available. They're just a little bit down the timeline.
Yeah, some of them are outdated. So we'll definitely get onto that sometime soon. We'll give you guys some character sheets to go off of if you want to make fan art.
Absolutely.
So next question is from Glitched Lotus, and I think this is a question that a lot of everybody in chat is actually thinking about. By the way, before we go any further, how's chat doing? How's everybody enjoying the stream so far? You guys having fun?
Yeah, how is everyone?
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm keeping an eye on the chat while we're answering questions, and everybody seems to be having a good time, but I want to ask, how you guys doing? But while we're waiting for responses from that, Glitched Lotus asked, this is a good question, as I mentioned.
Oh, you've already read it out loud, don't worry.
Sorry?
You've already read it.
No, do you have an official release date is the question I'm reading.
Yeah, I thought, oh, maybe I forgot. I thought you
You're
already read the question.
I did not.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's okay. It's okay.
Maud
Put the
is
rock down.
tweaking.
Put the rock
I'm
down.
sorry.
Put
I'm
the rock
sorry.
down. I already have a copy. It's fine.
You got the rock? Okay.
Yeah,
My
so
bad.
do you have an official release date? Because I'm really excited. Also, if I posted art on TikTok, would you see it?
Okay, to answer the first question, do you have an official release date? I am so sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. We don't have an official release date for episode 1 because episode 1, if you haven't seen on the stretch goals, is going to cost us $300,000. We are making a short, so we're trying to fund a 5-minute short on the backer kit, which we have determined would cost us about $50K to make. So once we have that $50K, we will get back to fans and our audience as fast as we can once we kind of realize this is the amount of time it's going to take. So we right now cannot give you guys an official release date for the short, for the animated short, because we are not funded yet. And just so you know, if we don't get the 50K funding, we are still adamant on like wanting to make animated content for Hearts of Titan, just making any kind of content for Hearts of Titan. So in general, once the campaign is over, we're going to figure out how long it's going to take. So if we don't get funded, we still want to make the animated short, but it will take much longer. Overall, we want to bring this story to you guys. We are very dedicated and very passionate
We
about
really
Hearts of Titan.
do.
So trust us, we will let you know if once we
Yeah.
have that answer. And then if art is posted on TikTok, will you see it? Yes, we were talking about this earlier. It's 2 people running the social media, so we try and check as best as we can. The fan art that is made, the content that is made for you
If you
guys. from
tag
you guys.
us,
If you tag us, yeah, use the
we'll
tags.
see it.
Just add us. Use the hot sweep tag for that. We do check that, and we like to reshare fan art on social media. So absolutely, we'll be checking that. But if we ever miss something, feel free to tag us again. Like we definitely want to see it. So if we ever miss you, it's not intentional.
Perfect. I'm going to tab over to see the Zombie specific drawing canvas right now, because I can see they're doing their own thing real quick.
Sure.
Just to show, oh goodness graciousness. Let me...
Oh, we could probably do a showcase of this one and then move on to the next one.
Absolutely. While you guys are doing that, I'm gonna BRB real quick.
No worries.
No problem.
I'm just going to get this
I mean,
one centered a little bit.
We're almost 2 hours in. Do we want to take a little 5-minute intermission?
I mean, definitely. I could check
I'm
in
down.
on chat and see what everybody's doing.
Piss break? Piss break?
Piss break? Okay, sounds good. You guys head off. I'll take care of everything and make sure to say nothing controversial.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Ryan.
No problem, boss.
Now remember,
Oh,
don't violate your contract, Ryan.
we're watching you, Ryan.
I wouldn't dream
The
of
cameras are pointed at you, Ryan.
Oh,
The
don't
plane's
worry.
coming for you, Ryan.
Yeah, I know the rocks are already. Oh my goodness, there's the plane. Cool. Huh. Got here quick. Neat. But yes. So we'll go through everything as everybody is going off to have the little bio breaks really quickly. Got ourselves a vast serving, like always, in one of the most luxurious dresses I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen quite a few, I should note. Let's see what we got here. We've got a nice little, back. We've got a corn chip orb Cornchip Orb is looking pretty great. Cornchip Orb's looking pretty great. Bassin' dress is so pretty. I'm sure he can wear high. I agree. I agree. Oh no, run, man! Chat's going pretty crazy. Chat's going pretty crazy. Zombie, Erebus, so slay. I really hope these drawings are released. If I remember correctly, Mod said earlier that we are going to be posting these, I guess, sketches to a lot of our social medias. I'm not sure which one, but we'll find out towards the end. Perfect.
We'll definitely be posting them to Instagram, Twitter, probably TikTok too, and in the community tab.
Sounds fantastic. I'm a fan of the little headshots of all the characters. Let's see. Anybody want to see me zoom in on anything in particular? Or are we good to go over to the next slide? Next canvas.
Can we get a zoom in on this sad little corn chip in the bottom right corner, please?
Ah, yes, I am on my way. Corn chip when no doodad.
He's just a little guy. All right, we can go to the next slide.
Fantastic.
Just real quick, I do see a lot of frequently asked questions like, will we be getting to questions after the stream? Like, will we be going back and rereading them? Some of the questions that we're not answering are ones that either we've already answered or ones that we can't answer because they may allude to something that's spoilery. So just so you guys know, we do see all of the questions and we will get to most of them. But if it's a question that we've already answered, we'll have the VOD up after the stream, so you can go back and listen if you're still curious about the answer. And if you don't hear it, just assume that it may be something important that we don't want to share yet.
That's the good way to put it. We're just trying to show as much as we can without going too far into detail, which is, the best way to go about it. Okay, let's see. So yeah, keep those questions rolling in chat. We're keeping track of a lot of them. And, some we can answer, some we can't at the moment. So don't think we're playing favorites here. But we've got, I think we still have got quite a few to get through if I'm reading this correctly. Let me go check.
We do. I'm trying my best to write down all of them.
You're doing fantastic. You're absolutely killing it.
Thank you, Ryan.
Much appreciated. Oh, someone wants to see Fairy Corey again? You know what? Just for you.
Yeah,
we're gonna see Fairy
Corey
Corey again. Just because someone in chat asked. Let's see if I got this going correctly. Hello, Cornchip Orb. You are my best friend. And then let's go to Corey. Ah, yes. Fairy Corey. By popular demand.
Also, while we're waiting for everyone to come back, for everyone in the chat, we would love for you to spam your favorites.
Oh, so true.
Oh,
Tell
yes,
us who you like the
definitely. Quick, let's make a straw poll. Who's your favorite character?
Well, I can set up a poll after this. Unfortunately, on YouTube, you can only set up a poll with 4 options. Because I have thought about setting up a poll before, but I would have to set up several. So
Fair.
We'll see how that goes.
I mean, you could always just use straw poll, which is one that I use on my streams. It's very useful.
Good point, Ryan Hearts of Titan.
Yeah, I am in fact a streamer who knows exactly what I'm doing when it comes to these things. Vassin Erebus. I'm seeing a lot of Vassin Erebus. Cornchip and Corey. The Star Girl. Big fan. Vassin Erebus. Orion. Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you, Glitched Lotus. Corey for life. Question, Cornchip. Seeing everybody enjoy Cornchip as much as they are really brings light to my spirit.
It's so good.
All of them. All of the characters. Orion in all caps. Big fan. So far my favorite is Ryan. You're my favorite too. Corey is mother.
Real. So real. I mean, considering Cornchip is her baby, that makes sense.
Cat mom, big respect.
Yeah, Corey's a big cat mom.
Cornchip and Ryan. Ah, yeah, the power duo. I have Orion too, though he's so silly, especially Ryan. Big fan, big fan. We love your streamer knowledge coming in handy, Ryan. Thank you. I've been doing this for quite some time, can't you tell?
Been on his own for quite some time.
Fantastic.
Yes, this is totally not Ryan's first stream ever.
Absolutely not. No, I've been doing this for quite some time. Absolutely. Cornchip. I honestly think Cornchip might be the most talked about character when we ask whose favorite character it is. That's kind of fun. That's interesting.
That's very cute. We'll
So now
definitely
we
make
know we
more
gotta-
Cornchip content.
Yeah, exactly. Now we know.
We are all holding hands, shaking, and dancing around a fire. It's all the Cornchip clan, if you will.
Okay, I think I've got most of the questions so far.
Awesome.
Valid.
Most of the ones that haven't been answered yet. Some of them
Ooh,
have been asked again. Some of them are on the queue.
I got a fun one.
Yeah.
Nothing. I just saw someone in chat ask, once the series happens, will there ever be a game? And I'm like, that'd be fun. But
It would be fun.
Fun,
it would be
but
very fun.
Such a shame that none
incredibly
of us know
difficult.
how to code.
Yeah, right?
Oh, but here's the thing.
Lol.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Glass shatter, Stone Cold Steve Austin music starts playing, 3 new people
This
join
is
the call.
This is not how do I preface this? This is a funny little bit. Wouldn't it be so cool if one day, because we have, talked about this jokingly, not saying this is going to happen at all.
Hypothetical.
Wouldn't it be so funny if we made a dating sim? Ahaha.
Lord.
Haha. That'd be so silly. Unless.
I mean, I may or may not have experience with Renpi or Renpai. I don't know how it's pronounced, but like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's half of my name.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. See,
Whoa.
they've got
Wait.
experience with it just from birth.
It's my program. I made it. It's my dad's.
Renny,
Do you know that my dad made Renpai? Yeah.
say that again. I think I'm
Say-
onto something.
The stars are aligning. The eyes, they're starting to spiral. the ideas are flowing. Jimmy
But
Neutron.
I mean, would people like that? Would people like a dating sim? Not saying we're gonna do
We're
it,
not
but,
working on this one right now. We got so many other things that we gotta do, but it'd be funny.
but it would be funny.
Yeah.
But it would be really funny.
Yeah.
A little more insight to how Kappapon works. A lot of the time, when we come up with ideas and we're throwing them back and forth, we will run it by, would it be funny?
We always
And if
say
the
would it be
answer
funny.
is yes,
Would it
if the
be
answer is
funny?
yes, it would be
Yeah.
funny, then we usually put it in. Not always, but
No.
would it be funny?
Just so everyone knows, Ryan is like canonically in the show a content creator streamer. All because when we first conceptualized him, I said, "Wouldn't it be funny?" And then we just left that. Like it started as a satirical gimmick that we were going to remove, but then we never removed it from his character. It's like, would it be funny if he was just a sad little streamer with imposter syndrome? Wouldn't that be funny? And then it never left.
I mean,
That's
with Cornchip, right? Cornchip is a cat. Cornchip is not a little man. He's actually just a cat.
It is
But
not.
we did say, wouldn't it be funny if Cornchip it tread a fine line between, is this just an adult man in a cat's body, or is this just a cat? Spoiler alert: Cornchip is just a cat,
Cornchip's a baby.
just a little baby cat. But we are still treading that line. He does
Yeah.
do
Cornchip is just
seem like a
very-
sad little man.
Cornchip is very like suspiciously sentient. That's how we've
Yeah.
described him.
Has the IQ of 5 when in direct view, but when no one is looking at them, they suddenly jump to well over 200.
Cornchip could solve a Rubik's Cube.
That's true.
Whoa.
So
And then no one would believe you if you saw it happen.
I do want to say it is kind of funny that at the mention of a Hearts of Titan dating sim, the Vasilius fans immediately flooded the chat, foaming and grinding their heels into the ground in excitement. So, mayhaps.
We're just saying that we're working on a Vasilius action test, so we'll post that whenever we finish it. It's a
Oh.
fun little. We're practicing action choreography, so we chose Vasilius for that.
Dangerous animation. Dangerous animation.
It's dangerous. Trust me, guys.
Yeah, it's
Trust.
Trust. It looks great.
Okay, let's see. So is everybody back from their little pee pee poo poo break?
Mm-hmm.
All about.
Yeah.
I'm
Fan.
banning toilet humor right now.
It's
Yeah,
cowardly.
why would you do that, Ryan? No one else did that.
Hey, I
Yeah.
thought I could get away with it. Who would have thought?
No one else, aka
If anyone in the
Starts
call
with an
right now,
REN and
anyone in the call right now makes any more toilet jokes, I'm gonna do something drastic.
Haha, pee pee poo poo, haha.
We just hear the
Okay,
plane
next
revving up in the
question.
background.
Next question.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. From Zippity asking the question that we're all thinking: is Orion/Ryan still a scene kid?
He's seen kid at heart. Man still definitely listens to My Chemical Romance and doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Though Foundations of Decay was okay at best.
He sings in the shower while crying.
We are not gonna post this, but we have this one image that we use of Ryan sometimes, where it is an edit from an oh my gosh, what anime was it? It was like this anime edit. Of
Oh,
Ryan.
the Tokyo Ghoul one?
Yeah.
Oh
that's the
my
one.
goodness! Yes, some of the greatest fan
You
art
guys
I've
can
ever
put the
received.
pieces together. That one Tokyo Ghoul meme, with Kaneki Ken
Yeah,
crying.
literally just me in the
Yes.
shower every morning. Anyway, from Arclight. So one question is just, I think they've asked this one already, but I'll ask it again because it's been about an hour. How are you guys doing? You've been putting a lot of work into your stuff, and I want to make sure you guys are feeling good at the moment. I'm assuming this one's a little different because it's more in relevance to the project.
Okay, yeah,
That's a
I think.
Good question.
Are you ready to psychoanalyze yourself, Ren?
Well, that's a date.
I mean, am I ever?
Put the gun away, my goodness.
Oh, we're
That's
great.
all we do here is psychoanalyze.
We're doing really good.
Yes.
We're doing really good, but we're working very hard.
Yes, it's a constant grind. We are just like girl bosses on the grind set, and building our little empire. That is what I'm doing every single day, is building my little empire with my little girl boss. That's does not make any sense. I'm great.
my beautiful wife.
Me and my wife are working on Hearts of Titan right now.
Me and my many wives and many partners.
Yes.
But yeah, we're doing great. We do this for you, but also for ourselves.
Yes. We are doing pretty good. I think we've talked about this privately for a bit now, but regardless of the crowdfunding and if it's successful or not, by the way, our backer kit is live. We have 21 days left. Please support our project. If we don't make the goal, I think we will still be happy that we've built such an amazing audience and that there's so many people interested in our show and that everyone is here right now. Like we've had consistently just like around 100 people like on this stream at one given time. So that is for our first ever live stream incredible to see. So even if we don't make the 50K by June 27th, we're incredibly happy that we were even able to do this. So this entire studio is built on friendship and that we just love making this and making these like this story and people just happen to enjoy it. So I think like even though we're working very hard and we're very busy given like day to day, we're all having fun because this is what we love to do.
Here, and we'll always
Straight
keep
up.
making things.
Straight up, we've met so many friends because of this project.
Yeah, even if it's not Hearts of Titan, if it's another project, if it's Hearts of Titan in a different, format, we're always gonna make things, regardless of what happens, because we love doing it.
Yeah, I've had a blast being a part of this project from the second I was drawn.
Thank you, Ryan Hunter Titan.
Perfect. So next question is from EG, and I think this one's kind of an easy one, but it is a good question to ask. Is this more of a sci-fi or a fantasy show?
Oh, okay, good question. So, sorry, I was reading and like putting down more questions in the doc, but yes, it is. I would say it's a soft sci-fi. It is definitely like, but I don't know if urban sci-fi is an accurate genre to put it down as, but it's very much centered around like Earth and like the modern world with sci-fi elements. So I would consider that it's very much an action comedy with sci-fi. But there's like it can get a little fantastical. I don't want to say like how it gets kind of fantastical, but it's kind of like a blend between a lot of different like genres. It's very chaotic in that kind of sense. But yeah, thank you for the question. I have a lot of fun answering these.
Okay, another one from Glitched Lotus. Is Orion from this galaxy or solar system even? A lot of question marks.
Oh, yeah. So, in terms of where he comes from, that's kind of why the prologue is about his homeworld, because we know that when we actually get to pick up like the story itself and get to tell it, that it's going to be quite some time until you get to see more of his homeworld. So that's why we kind of wanted to get off on that foot of like, here's a little prologue of baby Orion, because when it comes to Orion's backstory, it's sort of like something that you kind of learn slowly over the course of the series. So that's why we kind of want to get that out of the way there, so people have something to latch onto with his homeworld, with his like alien species, everything like that. But in terms of like location, in terms of like physical location in the solar system, can't really say too much, but definitely very, very far away. Not
near
not
Cybertron.
Not close to the solar system of Earth at all.
Italy.
I'm trying not to make a pun here, but I shall leave it be.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Mac, who are you drawing right now?
Oh my goodness. Oh golly.
Mac.
Oh my gosh, he's feeding Orion corn chips.
Oh no! Release the child, please.
Oh my god.
Ryan, zoom in on that, please.
Of course. No
This is
problem.
awesome.
Oh my goodness, it got actually worse the closer we got. Oh my goodness.
He's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
It's a honeyed ham that we dressed up. It's fine.
Honeyed ham.
Guys, it's just a prop. It's just a prop.
Literally just a prank. It's literally just a prank.
Corey would never, it's fine.
Corey's just holding him.
Yeah,
Like
a mother would have
how
kitten.
mom, you know how like mom cats hold their kittens by like the scruff. She just like didn't get the memo. And
Orion's
just
not
put her
actually
head
gonna
there.
eat him.
That's not
It's
even.
been soaked in milk.
That's not even Orion. That's just a specially decorated
This
bed.
is getting worse.
I gotta zoom out a little bit. This is actually getting worse. I gotta see.
Someone just said, "What did I just wake up to?" I'm so sorry.
We're sorry.
Awesome.
Come on, guys, we're sorry.
I'm not.
You have to feed
Tilly's not
the
sorry.
baby.
I'm never sorry.
Tilly's
I'm sorry
never
for my
sorry.
artistic integrity.
True.
If I want to draw Corey holding corn chip, but
Saturn
Go on.
I would colorize. Okay.
Someone in
No, she's
chat,
holding
nature is
him.
beautiful.
she's like holding him with her lips.
Uh-huh.
Saturn devouring his child. I'm a fan. Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
Next question.
Yes,
Next
you know what? Yeah, let's zoom back out and we'll get back
Don't
to
worry
your
about
next beautiful questions. I'll zoom in just a second. Let me get the next question.
Just so you know, for people who are new here, we are taking questions. We are keeping track of chat. So if you want to leave a
Yeah.
question, we are keeping track of that, and ideally we'll be able to get to you.
Of course.
Yeah, and again, if you don't hear us answer your question, it's not because we're ignoring you, it's because some of them, the answer would be a spoiler. So
Mm.
Or we've already
Take from that
answered
what
it
you will.
previously in the stream.
Yes.
Yes, indeedy. So, getting back to those questions, because we had questions that we took earlier on a community post, but we have gone past a lot of those now, and now we're hitting a lot of the chat questions. We just have them in an order so that if the chat goes by too fast, we don't have to worry about missing them. So, the next question that we have is from EG. What difficulties did you face while making the show? I'm assuming this is more WoW, because we're still kind of doing that.
Yeah, okay, what kind of difficulties do we have? I think we've definitely brushed this topic already, like, in terms of, like, production and, like, us just learning while experiencing this project. So we started this when we didn't have a lot of industry experience, so it was definitely, like, very much trial by fire and how we've kind of developed the production of Hearts of Titan, where over time we've got to learn how to properly manage and organize a animated series production. So right now I would say that we're in a much better spot as we were 4 years ago when we first developed the series. There is, like, a lot of stuff that we did not know about initially because we had very few industry experiences, and just like we all started just as freelancers trying to break into the industry. So over time we picked up a lot of different techniques and skills, and we have applied that to the show. Namely, we talk about software. We definitely talk about how programs were tricky for us initially, and then over time we've gotten more experience and skill with, like, using programs. In terms of, like, I think we haven't talked about this too much, but writing Hearts of Titan and kind of, like, getting the scripts done, the outline, the pitch packet, which we do have a pitch packet. Unfortunately, we can't share that publicly. But we have that as sort of like the structure and a rubric for the overall series. So I would recommend for anyone who wants to make an indie series, just have a pitch packet. Like, you don't have to pitch the show anywhere, but I would say, like, it's good just to have that for yourself.
It's also a great learning experience.
Super important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Helps you really break down everything into specifics and also simplify it.
Yes,
absolutely.
Writing the show, I'm gonna kind of, like, be more, like, vulnerable and transparent. When I said, like, 4 years ago, I had a harder time writing for the show. I feel much more confident in, like, writing scripts and the outline for the series now. But there was definitely a lot of hurdles back then that required collaboration and, like, talking to people and, like, getting more eyes on the team about the story and, like, the characters and everything like that. And that's how we kind of incorporated a lot of, like, collaboration upon certain characters. So we kind of broke this up where if, like, people on our team Kappapon helped develop a group of characters, and that was sort of like our focus points, and then together we developed these characters in the overall story. So that kind of helped us, considering that we have a bigger cast. Our ensembles, it has like 10 people right now, so we kind of broke it up and like did that in that system. And over time, as we develop these characters, as we develop the story, it became much more easier to write for, which I love script writing. I really do love it a lot, so I have fun doing that. And our pilot, or episode 1, it's great. If only we had $300,000 to make it, but it's going to be really exciting once we actually get to tell that story. And, like, same for the shorts. Our shorts are really fun. But over time, like, as you kind of, like, learn by trial, by fire, when you want to make your own show, you pick up these skills and develop it better. So 4 to 5 years ago, when we were starting just conceptualizing this series, I know that I had to get a lot of like my friends help to kind of like work and develop these characters in this story together.
It started very small, and then it turned into something very big over time.
Yeah.
Like, it took us a very long time to get here. And it was very messy at first, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, yeah.
From my experience, the best things are usually pretty messy to get off the road, but once they start, it's usually hard to stop them.
Yeah.
Okay, so, next up, we have Yap Peng Song Day, I'm hoping. When I see the trailer and want to ask what character is hard to draw. I think they're just asking what character is hardest to draw.
Oh, if only Zombie was still here! If only Zombie was still here! They would have a lot to say.
Did Zammy pass on?
Zombie went to bed.
Oh. Well, good night,
Yeah,
Zombie.
it's 3 a.m. for Zom.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of like hard to draw, that was a part of the previous question. Were there any difficulties when developing the show? We definitely learned about character design. So
Yep.
figuring out what is difficult to animate was something that we definitely figured out by trial by fire. So there are characters that are harder to draw and animate than others. I think it genuinely depends on the artist and what their preferences are.
I
For
agree.
me personally, I'm trying to think of like who's the hardest to draw for me. Probably Orion just because of his proportions, but I know Mac is one of our animators. So, if there are any characters that you struggle to draw sometimes?
Orion's a good point, particularly because of his bipedal legs. They're definitely a bit more of a headache when it comes to figuring out how he walks, how he runs, how he moves, like how these bipedal legs affect his movement differently than others. So, I guess I would say Orion.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, Erebus is a big one because of his arm.
Oh yeah.
Really, I'm
Great point.
really struggling to pick. I mean, Elias has a lot of muscle definition.
That's true.
But
Did I say bipedal?
I don't know.
meant digitigrade, whatever the word is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you're
alright. We
good.
know what you mean.
I hope you knew what I meant.
Well, I mean, it took us a long time to to decide what corn chip looked like. There's no two drawings of corn chip that look the same until now. Corn chip used to have a lot more fur.
Corn chip changes every time we draw him, and that's honestly funny.
It's really, really good. I would say that out of, ooh, you know what? Ajax.
Ajax, yeah.
Because although Zombie and I redesigned Ajax a while ago, I've been considering redesigning certain parts of Ajax to make Ajax easier to animate. Ajax is not very animator friendly.
I agree with that.
Unfortunately.
True.
Robots are hard.
They are sobs, cries.
So, I guess we're on to the next one.
That's the whole point.
So many angles and lines.
I reach for
So
my
much
rock.
metal.
It's actually really
no,
funny you guys are
sorry,
talking about this.
quiet.
Because the next question from EG is, who's the mecha monster in the trailer? Only saw his back in the trailer.
I mean, wait, would that be Ajax?
I don't remember his back. I know that he's in that shot with Erebus standing on top of the building. That's where
Yeah.
Ajax is.
Who?
They might be talking
who's-
about the mech suits in the show.
Maybe.
Mayhaps. Fair.
I'm
Also,
not quite sure.
next question, we have to go back because someone is asking, who's that on the right side of Vass's dress? Which is Ayumyojo. I hope I'm saying that.
Oh, I think it was Beck. I think it was a sketch of Beck.
So,
Were we on the previous page of the canvas for that?
Yeah.
I just moved
That's
over.
Beck.
to-
Yeah.
That is Beck. I'm assuming that's what they're.
Beck is
referring to.
Corey's roommate.
Yeah!
bit,
They're roommates in the show.
Bit of Hearts of Titan lore. Bit of Hearts of Titan lore.
Yes. Beck is very fun. Beck and Perry are two characters that are part of like the ensemble cast from their university. And
And we love them.
I'm so excited for Beck and Perry to be shown more in the show. They are very fun. They are a part of the school's like student body. Like I don't want to elaborate too much on them, but they are important. And we have a lot that we can't share about the characters, but Beck and Perry are definitely two that we are very normal about. Tilly specifically is the most normal.
Very normal about her.
We're all a bunch of woman-likers over here.
So true.
So let's see what we got here. What's this one? Okay, so another one from Simon Paxton. What about the teaser? The teaser had a laugh at the start, and best guess is Vass and Erebus after finding out his voice.
That's
I
so
know what
weird.
they're referring to.
Yeah, me too.
Interesting.
It's you.
Oh
It's
yeah,
you. I point at Ryan, Hearts of Titan.
it's me. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. That laugh has a very funny context that I don't think I'm allowed to bring up on stream.
So about that laugh, and about the VTubing streams, you might have seen in our latest community post a very interesting screenshot, where we haven't really shared where that is from quite yet, and we wish we could have shown it to you guys sooner. However, we're currently working on a little like VTuber animation for Ryan with additional music help from another creator that we will be announcing. So we got additional help from an artist on the music for that, and it's very fun. So we'll be showcasing some animations soon, just like promotional material for the streams that we're doing right now. But yeah, that's what the community tab little hint was about. So we're excited to showcase that.
See a few people in chat. Wait, that wasn't Erebus or Vass? I'm like, interesting.
We do. I mean, you've mentioned that we have voice cast for a lot of the other characters. I'm not going to mention who they are.
Yes.
But just so that everyone knows, we do have voices for Vass and Erebus. So eventually you'll hear them. They sound a little bit different.
No way.
But also very fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to share the cast list soon. We're just getting the tier prepared for that. But we do have voice actors for the characters.
Whoopee!
Yay!
So, on from that, we've got another from Lemon Slushy. What platform will Hearts of Titan be released on? That's a good question. That's a really good question, actually.
Right here on this channel.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
YouTube is our home.
This is indie. We're not going anywhere.
Regardless of what happens, whether we're making webcomics, animation, it will always be here, advertised on our socials, and on our website.
Yes.
Perfect.
But it will always be free.
Yes, content.
Donations are appreciated.
Donations
will always be free.
Yes, and if you would like to donate, there's a link in the description of this stream to 2 locations that you can donate to help support us. It all goes back to the backer kit at the end of the day, but the donations from the Streamlabs first link in there is also really helpful. We will read out whatever message you have, and I'll compliment you if necessary. Everybody here will probably compliment you a little bit. And if you really want to just, support us the most, the backer kit is the best way to do it. And if you can't support us, just spread whatever links we have around as much as humanly possible. Any amount of effort that you put in on your part helps immensely.
Yes, and we are keeping track of the backer kit right now, and I do see that we have people donating during this stream, and we really appreciate all of the support.
Heck yeah.
We're so close to 26,000, oh my gosh!
Next question is actually a very fun one, because in my experience, this one usually has a very varied answer. So from Crafty X Workshop, how long have all of you been artists? And if I, myself, Ryan, Hearts of Titan, the man, the myth, the legend, can add on a little bit there, what started your journey as being artists, even if it's just something mundane?
Okay. I'll try and be as fast as possible with this answer. So, how I became an artist, I think all of us here can definitely agree on, we started pretty young. Like, young.
Yes.
Like, as
young.
We were artists. We wanted to draw. This was like, me personally, it felt like I was getting my cutie mark, like, in like, as like a little pony. Like, as I discovered what a drawing tablet was, like, I locked in at like 10 years old. I'm like, I'm gonna draw, I'm gonna do digital art and animation. My cutie mark appeared right on my thigh. It's never left. This is what I'm doing forever now.
Yeah.
What specifically got me into animation online? Now, I wish their channel was still here, but there was like, back in the day on YouTube, a lot of like OC animation memes of like I can't remember what they used to be called. I think like spoofs. Like those little like animation memes of like cats dancing music. And there's one specific channel called Splash Kitty Artist, and they had a tutorial explaining how they make their animation memes with their funny little cats dancing, and I'm like, no way, this can be done like I can do this. Me can do
The
this.
powers in
So,
my
We could do
hands.
You
this.
can do this.
Ugg
hit
make
with
cards.
rock.
Okay, what's wrong? No way. No.
So,
Ugg have rock.
yeah, I was able to acquire, funnily enough, I think like Toon Boom Star, or like with the very, like it was like Toon Boom Lite. It was not a full Toon Boom software. It was like the old version of whatever it was, but that's how I got into animating at like 10 years old, and that was it for me. It was so over. I've been doing this since.
Mine's very similar. A lot of like animation memes, watching cartoons that I liked and wanting to be the one to make cartoons. Not necessarily the creator of cartoons, but more so just like be involved in the process. Make the funny little pictures move. Dude, anime. As I was growing up, really inspired me.
That's a
I'm gonna
good
say-
sentence. That's a powerful sentence.
Especially
Like-
like 2000s anime, because that's when we all grew up.
We've
Yep.
all had an Escaflowne saga in our lives.
Mine was
Yeah.
Boron.
Tokyo Mew Mew is
Yeah.
literally what started me
Oh.
taking drawing seriously when I was like 10. It was like my first
Tokyo
manga.
Mew Mew. Tokyo Mew Mew was the like drawing Ichigo. One of my very first drawings was. I still have it. Is it good? No. Does it mean everything to me? Yes.
Don't you mean
Literally,
Mew Mew
though.
power?
No.
I mean, same thing. But yeah, guys, if you're just getting started with art, everyone starts somewhere. All of us, we've shared our old drawings with each other. They were not good, but they're so special. Also keep your drawings.
I think I started drawing like 8 to 10 years ago.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Tilly was a late starter.
I started not very, but I started pretty late, all things considering.
And she's amazing at it.
And
Yeah.
oh, you
Literally.
little rascal!
I honestly did not know you only started 10 years ago. That is actually insane.
Right?
I think I was like at a counselor or like a therapy or something, and they just like brought in a canvas and they were like, "Why don't you like draw something?" And so I drew something. I think I drew Rose Lalonde from Homestuck.
Let's go.
That is.
I actually still have that drawing in my drawer. I believe it's also dated. So I can actually
See what I say? Keep your drawings, because
Yeah.
you'll one day go back to them. So, like, please, guys, don't get rid of your drawings. Please keep them.
Despite everything, it's still you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't stop drawing since.
Yar.
We love you, Tilly.
So it doesn't matter, like, moral of the story is it doesn't matter when you start. I started when I was 10, Tilly started 10 years ago, which would be, oh my god, 2 decades? I have been drawing for 2 decades.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I'm probably the same, because I started when I was 8, and now I'm 28.
Exactly.
I actually just picked this up like yesterday.
No
Yeah.
way.
My
How did you
goodness!
draw my background- How did you draw our backgrounds for the trailer?
The Brooke
Guys.
Heishman, the production team member of The Legend of Pee-Pee, just like blinked and it was there.
It's true.
I
She's
actually
an
was the
angel.
one drawing for Brooke until now.
I picked up the rock. You violated the contract.
Oh, come on! Why do I always get hit with the rock?
Because you violated the contract!
Oops.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, I've been getting hit with quite a few rocks myself, so I guess we're in a club now.
Ugg beat with rock?
Ugg beat with
I would
rock.
never want to get into a club.
Oh.
What was that
Club
one
that
joke
gives-
that
with
Tilly made in a
club?
call one time that was like, me, you, compact cage. Compact cage.
What?
I said,
That's-
What?
I think I said it. Me, you, compact, cage, one smooth rock. Let's see who makes it out.
Ah, broken off
Let's
pool cue in the
go.
middle too for flavor.
But to
We're
seriously
so
answer,
unserious, guys.
it's
Oh, go
true.
ahead,
I'm
Brooke.
just saying.
To seriously answer though, I also started pretty young, like everyone else. Yeah, no, same answer. I wanted to be funny though, so I lied.
Real.
Classic Brooke.
What happened?
Maintaining the brand. I can respect it. There's a lot of Garfield on screen. I've been kind of trying not to acknowledge it, but you know what? It's doing something for the feng shui of the art. Yeah,
Make
we'll
one
go
of
with
them
that.
Ryan.
So I'm
Anyway.
doing.
I would never go into a club because that is like a big rock, but with a handle.
Awesome. What other questions do we have?
Yeah, next question.
Beyond the rock conversation.
Yeah, let's go to the next question. So next question from Penelope King: is Cornchip ever happy?
Oh, I put this one in specifically because we get a lot of people asking why Cornchip is so sad. And I think it's important that we let everyone know Cornchip is very happy. Cornchip just looks that way.
Cornchip just looks like that. Cornchip is a very
Cornchip
happy
is
cat.
not sad.
He is
Cornchip is a
actually,
very
like,
loved cat.
he is the most like life-loving individual you could ever meet in your life.
It's so true.
If
Cornchip
he could
knows that
speak
her
to
like
you-
his cat mom Corey loves him very dearly and takes good care of him. He's also again just a very suspiciously sentient cat that can solve Rubik's cubes and knows how to stand on two legs.
If Cornchip could talk, they would give you life advice on the level of Uncle Iroh.
I don't know what that, but
All right, write that down. Write that down.
Everybody write that down. Post that on Twitter.
Everyone clip that.
Spam it right now. Force it to be canon.
This isn't like
Make it so.
spoilers for anything, but I at one point was drawing like a thing of Cornchip, and the only note that I got back was to take away his smile and make him frown.
You know what?
Yeah, for
Wow,
anyone making
optimism
Cornchip
gone.
fan art, Cornchip does not smile. Cornchip smiles on the inside.
yes.
He literally can't. It's physically impossible.
Just like a sad wet dog.
Okay. On to the Draggy Digests. Why is Corey the best character? And how did you make her the best character?
Oh my god.
I take offense, but I will allow it.
That's okay. Corey is a fun character because she was one of the earliest concepts from the show.
Technically, Corey is the only character that has never been redesigned from the initial.
Corey has
Design.
been like this since day one.
Yeah, so 2020, every single character has had something changed about them. Corey has never been changed.
Yep. Right out the gate, she's just looked and acted like that. We love Corey dearly. So Corey is very fun. We designed and came up with her character back in 2020. We knew that she was going to be a clown from very early on. She's one of the goofiest characters of the cast, but also intelligent. Like she's pretty good at like being independent and being an adult. I don't want to give away ages and like the dynamics of the characters too much, but out of the three, she's honestly pretty good at being independent and making good decisions when she has to be. But she's also the morale of the group where she helps like keep people in high spirits. But Corey's very fun. No, she's not based off of FNAF. I'm sorry.
We do think those comments are funny, though.
It's so funny. It's okay. When we made this show, when we conceptualized it, we were honestly thinking, or me personally was thinking, like, oh my gosh, the references to Symbiotic Titan's gonna be so obvious. Like, people are gonna be able to pick that out so easily. But I was not prepared for the Five Nights at Freddy's comparisons because I don't know anything about the game. I'm so sorry. And we designed Corey before Security Breach even released. So when a lot of people were like, is she based off of Roxanne Wolf? I was so flabbergasted because I did not see that one coming. It's hilarious. Like, it is so funny.
It's very funny.
So we get questions that are like, is this a Five Nights at Freddy's spinoff? And I did not expect that whatsoever. So we just make light out of it. And we said this early in the stream, but we take comparisons as a compliment typically. Like, if you have a media or piece of media that you really, really enjoy and are passionate about, and you see that within our show and draw those comparisons and that connection, even if it's unintentional, it's just something that, like, if you are very passionate about, that you like, and you see those aspects in Hearts of Titan, that's cool. Like, we're happy for that. Sometimes it's just not intentional. So, if you want to be like, this is Five Nights at Freddy's, the spinoff, go off. Like, that's
Go
cool.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. As we are closing in on the 3-hour mark, I want to remind everybody in chat that if you want to support us, go to the link in the description. Is where you could donate to help us create this project. Also, backer kit link just underneath that. That's the more direct way to support us. And if you can't do either, just, spend your time, support our things, and distribute the links as you see fit, and just watch us. That's all we ask. Okay, next question.
I love drawing you as a horse, Ryan.
Thank you. I like being drawn as a horse.
Hey, quick tangent. What would you do if someone came up to you and actually said that to you IRL?
Is this directed to moi?
To everyone. I'm curious. Like, Tilly, I go up to you.
I would start freaking out. I would get really upset. Like, actually genuinely super upset if somebody said that they really liked drawing me as a horse. I feel like that would be an appropriate reaction. I don't know why Ryan.
I know, I think I would take it as a compliment. I'm just built different, Tilly.
Yeah,
same,
like, what if I drew you as a really pretty horse?
Well, okay, that's fine then. You know what?
Did you assume that I wouldn't draw you as a pretty horse? Is that why you acted so
Crazy.
adversely?
I was assuming that you would draw me as a foul mule.
What do you got against horses?
Yeah, does Tilly hate horses?
Yeah, Tilly, do you hate
vendetta.
horses?
Tilly hates horses,
I do have
guys.
a little bit of a vendetta against a horse.
A horse.
Clip
Better
this.
hope
Tilly hates
that-
horses.
Better hope that another one of our background artists, Grace, isn't watching.
Grace Mavera.
Even though
why would you do this?
When
Grace is right
Everybody quiet down. Everybody quiet down.
The
Grace, if you're
residential
listening
horse
to this,
fan in stream right now, Grace, is
Grace
hearing all
Mavera.
of this.
Please, if you're listening to this, it was a joke. I'm so sorry.
What's this? Grace in your DMs?
Oh no.
Grace is like, I need to leave. Here's my 2 weeks notice. I need to go.
My resignation letter.
Horse slander will not be tolerated.
Don't worry,
Grace is
Grace.
barking at you, Tilly.
Don't worry, Grace. I will send you Tilly's address shortly.
Yeah, not again.
Release the plane.
That sounds suspiciously Winnie-like, Tilly.
Oh, wait a second. I look down at my hand.
So.
And then I look towards a mirror that is standing perfectly in my stable, and I go, maybe
In your stable.
maybe I should stop hating myself. And I put a food on my
Yeah.
mirror.
Perhaps the horse was you the whole time.
Mac, I don't know how I feel about this color that you've chosen for the Corey Garfield, because on one of my screens, it looks like a fleshy toad.
That's perfect.
It's so...
Chat, let's get your opinion. How do you feel about this specific these cats? How do you feel about these cats? Do you feel anything? This is your ink blot test. I'm your therapist now. What do you feel looking at these images right now? Does it make you
I don't
happy?
know, all I see is those are the Hearts of Titan character sheets people ask for.
The Hearts of Cat Titan? Yeah!
Losing my mind.
Can I just say that I hate the fact that you made Ryan stand on his tippy toes?
Oh,
It's
wait,
because
you're
he's got the
right.
digitigrade
Why is his
feet.
tail like that? Why does his tail look like that?
Oh,
He's got
it's
the
so
digitigrade
fat.
feet.
I demand to keep it this way for posterity.
I love that.
His tail's been Garfield-ized.
Everyone else is also able to do this. He just stands on his tippy toes.
He just
No,
wanna.
his legs are shaped different.
Not because they're
I think it's
all
everything shaped
No,
different.
he's a shapeshifter. He's doing this on purpose.
Yeah,
Why is he
yeah.
doing that?
No, I think it's funny. I think that makes it so that canonically, if he no longer is on, if I am no longer on my tippy toes, I am now about, a foot shorter than everyone. I like this. I like this.
The
This is
scary
the bit.
part is that he could canonically look like that. We don't have
That was one of the
clearance to do that.
questions. I put one of the questions in, and it was could Orion shapeshift into a photorealistic Garfield? And I think
Yes,
we
he
all
could.
know the answer to that.
Yes,
Have
he
you ever
could, yeah.
seen those live-action Garfield movies? Exactly like that.
What's the next question?
You know what? That's a great question there, Mod Boss. Let me get that question sheet up because I was diddling around with that. This is a good one, actually. This is an in-depth one. So this is from GP. In the case of the Kickstarter doesn't get funded all the way, would Hearts of Titan still be made as a webcomic, perhaps? But I'm assuming also as an extension, would the production get made in general anyway?
Yeah, I would love to answer this question because it's been a topic amongst the team for a bit now since the campaign has started, and I think that you guys would be interested in knowing this as well. It's a bit of a big question. So if Hearts of Titan does not get funded during this campaign, we would still want to make the short, like the animated shorts. Even if the crowdfund does really well, that we get to the 50K, it's still going to be a very long road until we can make episode 1. So regardless of the campaign's success or its failure, we still want to find a way to continue the story through whatever means that we have access to. And regardless, I want to emphasize this, regardless of if we make the money or not to make a short, we would still want to make the short and at least some animated content for the series. Whatever we can make, just like through our small team with whatever profit that we can make. But about webcomics specifically, that is something that we are actually considering doing after the campaign, is getting webcomics started for the show, and that would ideally follow the main story of Hearts of Titan. So to tide people over until we can make fully animated episodes, we are thinking of doing webcomics. So until we can have the money to make a fully animated episode, you'll still have the ability to follow along the story. That's something that, again, we are discussing right now. And we want to make sure that we can actually provide that for our audience. But I want to emphasize that, again, we are still an animation studio, and that's what we've been doing for years. So we would still be making animated content for Hearts of Titan. We are also just considering the possibility of making webcomics for the show as well. That until we can make fully animated episodes, you can still follow along and learn more about the story, the characters, everything about it. But we, again, want to make the short first and figure out where we can go from there, because this is our first crowdfund. Despite the fact that our team has been together for 4 years, we're still new to making an original series. Despite the fact that we've worked on shows for years, this is our first show, and it's a learning experience. And we're still relatively very small in the grand scheme of things. So our fan base is still growing, and considering how much it's grown just in the last month or so, and how much there is of interest for the story and for this character, for these characters, we want to provide that to you in whatever means that we can. So webcomics is something that we're actually very, very excited about pursuing, and we would keep you guys updated after the campaign of what that plan would be. So yeah, thank you for asking that question. We're very excited to see what we can do in the studio, and continue growing Kappapon and working on Hearts of Titan.
Very detailed, a very delightful answer. Very motivational, I will say. So,
yes. We just love Hearts of Titan, and we just want to tell a story. It's something that we're just passionate about. If we have to start with webcomics first and then follow up through animation, we just still love making Hearts of Titan. We are just very passionate people, and this is something that we do together as friends. So, yeah, hot slay.
Yeah. And you
Hot
know what?
sweep.
I have a question for the chat. Chat, what would you like to see in a Hearts of Titan webcomic? Would you like to see character backstories expanded upon? Do you want to see the most horrible stuff? Let us
Angst?
know. I want to see. Yeah, angst, ... question mark in brackets?
Relationships? Wink.
Mayhaps. Relationship angst, ... question mark?
We won't say anything, but I am
Yeah.
genuinely curious if you already have a ship in your little mindscape. Feel free to put it in the chat. We won't say anything. We won't address it.
We can't confirm or deny anything.
But we're curious. We're very curious.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
what
are
ships do you
very
guys like?
curious. On to the next question. Next up, that was for if the question doesn't get, or if the Kickstarter doesn't get fully funded, the backer kit rather. From Lilacat or Lilacat. I worry about something. Do you have to get an additional job? Because I think working on a project is not sustainable because it's not forever. This is me trying to make enough money for my own show. So I think the best way to sum that question up is, how do you guys sustain the production working on it full time? Do you guys have secondary jobs that you use, or do you have other means of making revenue?
Okay,
Such
yes.
a good question.
It's a great question. Thank you for
Go,
asking.
Mod, go!
Yeah! I'm fine.
GP, you are a great... oh, no, sorry. Lilacat, for you asking that, you're great.
Yay, thank you. So yes, if you're trying to make an indie animation right now is really not sustainable unless like you are a big corporation. Like if you have benefits, you can pay people competitive rates, things like that. Indie right now for a lot of people is a side gig. We would love to develop Kappapon Studios to the point where we can onboard people, which is a question that we are frequently asked. Now, we need to make this public. Like, we have to actually share this around more. We are not hiring right now. We are not looking for artists on the team. However, we do have a work email. So if we ever have the ability to onboard more members of the studio, you can drop your portfolio like through email. So if I think it's on our
We do
website.
catalog them.
Yes, we do keep track of them. So even though we can't respond to people, we are keeping track of people who send us their portfolios. So again, our email is accessible on our website, it's on our YouTube channel. You can find this. So that's just getting that out of the way. In terms of sustainability, a lot of the time this is just a side gig for us. Like, if the campaign right now is my full focus at the moment. Like, I want to dedicate as much time as possible to running our campaign, developing a story more, getting things started for our studio, expanding and like working on Hearts of Titan. But for the most part, we typically have either a full-time job or multiple freelance jobs on the side when we're working on Hearts of Titan, because it can't really pay the bills. Like, indie projects usually cannot pay the bills. I'm friends with a lot of indie creators right now, and typically they do have a full-time job outside of working on their indie projects. So right now, it is important for audience support to help make sure that indie can be more sustainable as the community grows and as more projects come out. It is very important for people to help support projects financially, so that we can pay artists and we can grow this industry of like working on indie projects, and provide more jobs and work for people. But we also understand that to maintain fair rates for people, we are starting very small. We don't want to get overly ambitious. We don't want to over onboard people. So right now our team is just like doing what we can on like a smaller budget with a smaller team. And we're taking it very, very slow because of the fact that it is a side gig for most of us, it can't be something that we focus on full time because, of course, we have to pay bills, we have to take care of ourselves, quality of life, all of that kind of stuff. But just like, I know that that's kind of disheartening for some people who want to get into indie and like work on their own projects, but at the same time, we're all in this together. It's the same boat. We're like, it's like, what's the saying? High tides raise all ships type of deal. Yeah. So just like do whatever you can to get more involved in the indie scene, look at other projects, support other people, and just like be involved in like indie animation more. Do whatever you can, even if you can't like support financially. Just getting the word out means as much to us as being able to back with your pocket, so, with your wallet, I should say. But yeah, I think I answered that question. If I missed anything.
As a little beside, on the topic of like working other jobs outside of indie animation or your own project, make sure to put yourself first in terms of if you're debating whether or not to focus on your project or focus on making a living. If you're in a situation where you need to focus on work first, focus on work first. The project will always be there. You can always come back to it, but please look after yourself.
Yeah, you don't have to make it happen right now.
Exactly.
It feels like that a lot, but you really don't. And even if you wanted to, like, it's impossible to make it as fast as, like, your brain might want it to be a reality. And you have to forgive yourself of that.
Fantastic. Very inspiring answers for anybody who wants to be an aspiring content creator out there, especially an aspiring animator or someone who wants to be a showrunner.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's...
like, I would say like our goal is like, you know, make this a fully animated series one day, but everyone starts small. Like even the big indie shows that you see out there have started very small. So like don't ever feel discouraged when you're seeing like other projects. Like everyone starts somewhere. It just takes time to get there.
Perfect. So, let's go to the next question, which is a good one. Though I do have a question for everybody else. So how much longer would you guys like to continue this stream for? Because we are hitting on the 3-hour mark relatively soon.
Yes, I know that we had so many questions. Like, we've been keeping track of all of them, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
But I think we can answer a few more and then just wrap it up. Try and like just get things ready to go for ending the stream.
Yep.
And I don't know, just like talk a little bit to the chat. It would be cool to say farewell to everyone, but
Of
just so you
course.
know, we are coming back on Saturday.
Same deal, answering questions, I would assume. So we do keep track of all the questions that are being put into chat. So if we don't get you this time, then tune in on Saturday and we'll be doing the same thing. Maud, what time will we be streaming on Saturday?
Oh, that is such a good question. I'm about to mentally blank for a second. Let me double check.
I believe it is
10 a.m.
10 a.m. EST.
10 a.m.? Yes.
10 a.m. EST.
10 a.m. EST, and then Zombie will be back this time,
Yeah.
being able to take
Yeah. Doodle requests will come back for donation goals, and yeah. So we'll be answering about 2 or 3 more questions that we'll be knocking off, but don't think that we're not going to hit your question. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask them. We'll keep them in a little save folder so that on Saturday we'll be able to answer them.
Keep them in a little box with my trinkets.
Yeah, keep them attached to the rocks, loaded on the rock thrower that Maud has been using to just slowly dismantle my house. Oh my goodness, Fresh just tipped us again with $20, and
Thank you,
they
Fresh.
did it specifically to say, your mama.
Let's
Whoa.
go!
Your mama.
Your mama. No
Go
way.
back to mama.
Oh, and we just got word that Grace will be here for the Saturday stream tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Grace Mathia.
Someone
Grace
in...
Grace.
Yeah. Someone in chat. So what did I miss? Not much. We will be wrapping up relatively soon, but we are going to be streaming again on Saturday.
Yes.
We'll cover everything again to wrap everything up at the end. But for now, the next question that we have is from GP. Someone who's been asking great questions so far. Everybody's been asking great questions, I will say. I have to ask, was Hearts of Titan inspired by Ben 10 a little bit? Saying this as a compliment because I think Ben 10 is kind of underrated nowadays. I think we answered
my
this a
God.
little bit, but for all of the people who
Win.
just showed up.
Real.
GP
so
win.
real. GP win. Thank you for so many questions. They've all been super nice to answer.
Mm.
Yes, I think I did say this earlier in the stream, and I have before in the past that it is inspired by Ben 10. Like going off the list again, Heart of Titan is inspired by Senbike Titan first and foremost. There's a love letter project to that show. Ben 10, Generator Rex, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Teen Titans. Just a lot of like early 2000s action cartoons. And me specifically, I was Ben's #1 fan. Like, I know that's an exaggeration, but I loved Ben 10 so much as a kid. So I definitely have a lot of inspiration on that, like from like the sci-fi alien elements and things like that. One inspiration that I think I forgot and didn't mention in the stream quite yet is Troll Hunters.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I feel like you just awakened several people in chat like sleeper agents.
Yeah. Is there a problem,
We-
Mac?
We ignore the movie. We ignore the movie, the series. Troll Hunter the series.
Troll Hunters the series! Yeah. I don't want to spoil Troll Hunters for anyone who hasn't seen the show, because it is a spoiler, but there is a specific thing that happens in that show that definitely inspired a character from this show. If I say which character from Troll Hunters that is, I don't want to ruin that for somebody who hasn't seen the series yet. But Troll Hunters was an inspiration, and I was
And
like,
you guys can make theories if you
Yeah.
want to, but we will never confirm nor deny them.
Ooh, turned around too quickly. So yes, Ben 10, big inspiration. A lot of early 2000s cartoons and 2010s stuff. So, with that in mind, next question from Nightjar Studios. Dumb question, but this is not a dumb question. There are no dumb questions. But does Erebus paint his robotic arm nails or no? Because those nails are so awesome.
I think Zombie would agree, but Erebus would. Erebus would paint his nails.
Erebus
any
would.
character.
100%.
A strong sentence. I like that.
Let me try and pick a question myself, because I think
Yeah, go
this
for
would be
it.
the last one.
Yeah, no worries.
Let me see.
Yeah, and then we'll just clear out the ones we have answered and then start over for next time. But again, everybody, keep the
Yeah.
questions rolling and we'll answer them next time.
I think this one's a nice one. It's from PG Gamer, or PJ Gamer. What is your advice for someone who doesn't have much experience in drawing/animation but wants to get into the field? I have a tablet but I can't draw.
Good question.
I think we've definitely brushed on this topic multiple times, but I know that there's a lot of people from our audience that want to learn how to draw, want to learn how to animate, want to make their own show someday, and we would love to help provide resources for that for people who want to learn and make their own projects. So we've said over and over again in the stream that when we first started Hearts of Titan, we didn't have a lot of experience in the industry. We just did freelance, we just did commissions, things like that. So it really is a learning experience as you grow and as you work on the show, because you're not going to be perfect from day one. It's not going to look the exact way that you want it from day one. It progresses over time, and it helps you build up those skills. And that definitely applies to us in our project. For things like software, it really doesn't matter. You don't have to have the expensive software from day one either. Just like anything that you have access to, it can be perfectly fine, because again, we all start somewhere. And it's something that all of us again have experienced firsthand. We did not work with the best tech when Kappapon first began either. But I think just making sure that you're having fun with it is very, very important. If you need to take breaks, that is totally fine. Because at the end of the day, your project is still going to be there. It's not going anywhere. Never feel like you're missing out in the indie scene due to how many projects are going on right now, how many people are making their own thing. Because typically, you won't see this, but behind the scenes, those take years and years to develop. It's for us, we started Hearts of Titan as just a concept back in 2020, and only now are we releasing a 1-minute animated trailer and all the content that we've been posting on social media and on here. So things really do take time, and it does get easier, and it does get more and more you build up more and more skills, and you make friends. That's something that we have talked about on the stream as well, but we've made so many friends just from being passionate about Hearts of Titan, working with other people, bringing on new members of the crew to make this proof of concept with us. And the morale truly does build up the more that you are passionate and the more that you share your project and talk about it with people. And I know that again, we are lucky to have friends who wanted to start this project with us. But I think like getting more involved in the indie scene helps with that. Like if you're looking to make friends with people who are just as interested in making your own show as you are, there's a lot of different communities in the indie animation scene that you can find and talk to other creators, talk to other like-minded people that you can get involved in, because indie animation is growing very rapidly in the last even just year, like, or the last few years. It's been growing exponentially. So there's a lot of new projects, but there's also a lot of new like subsects of the community. There's just Discord servers you can join. You can get involved in like social media and talk to other creators, talk to other people. There's a lot of other projects you can join to meet other folks who want to break into indie, who want to break into the industry. But it does get easier, and it does get like better over time the more that you work on it. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. I really appreciate you asking that, because I know that's something that all of us very like hard relate to.
I even as someone who doesn't do art myself, the most important thing to do is just to start. Even if it's intimidating, even if it's bad, just start, and eventually it'll develop into something amazing. As long as you keep at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that will be the last question for today. It's so sad because I think all of us can agree that this has been a wonderful stream.
Oh,
like, it's been so
absolutely.
much fun, like, talking to you guys and drawing on stream.
Yeah. Chat, you have been absolutely fantastic. Your questions have been amazing. And for those of you who wish to see the art that was produced during this amazing collaborative effort, and all the
We will
Garfields.
post these online if you want to see them.
But yeah, no, that's everything. So Maud, would you like to tell us when we're going to be streaming again, at what time, and where we can find any other scheduled streams?
Yes. Okay, so we are going to be streaming this Saturday again at 10 a.m. EST. Same thing as today. We're going to be doing drawing Q&A, drawing requests. We will have, like, if you weren't here at the beginning, we did not expect to get this much money so fast. So we just were like, yeah, $150 is probably fine. And then we got more than $150. Like, oh shoot,
First 20
what
minutes,
are we
yeah.
gonna do now? So next time we will have like stronger goals to hit. So there are more incentives for you guys to donate. But thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you for donating during the stream. This has been absolutely incredible. Just so everyone is aware, the Streamlabs link to donate is in the description, as well as the backer kit link. We are currently at $25,935 with 281 backers and 20 days left. That is so wild. Just so everyone knows, typically, like, a campaign slows down during the middle of that campaign. Things pick up near the end. So we are currently just above 50% funded right now, but we would really love to make it to that 50K goal by the end of June, which is June 27th is our last day. So once that's done, we will continue working on Hearts of Titan content. We will still, even if we don't get funded, we're still gonna be making stuff for this project, and we really appreciate everyone who's showed up for the live stream. It's been great seeing chat and talking to all of you guys here. Thank you for being as interested in these characters in this story as we are. We are not normal about how much we are passionate about Hearts of Titan, so it's very exciting to see how other people are also not normal about these characters in Hearts of Titan, because we definitely, this is like a huge passion project for us. So again, if you want to help us with our campaign, please make sure to become a backer or donate on the next live stream. But again, fan art is just as appreciated. Spreading the word is just as appreciated. Share your thoughts on the show. Whatever to just like grow the community is just as important to us. So thank you again for showing up and being part of this live stream of this community. So yeah, we all had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And before we end off, can we get everybody to spam the living heck out of Hot Sweep in the chat? You know, just for my own sentimentality.
Go to all your social medias, tell your parents, tell your neighbors, tell everyone you know and love, tell everyone you hate and despise.
Yeah, everybody, Hot Sweep in chat, on Twitter, everywhere. Spam it as much as humanly possible. We will see it. I will see it. And I'll appreciate it. More than you could ever know.
I'll see it especially. I'll see it more than he does.
Impressive.
Sure, you do have the extra eyes.
It's true.
Oh, jealous.
First mutation.
But yeah, hot sweep. Heck yeah.
Hot sweet.
Fantastic.
Sweep.
So shall we call it a stream?
We're sorry.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all for watching. We appreciate your
Absolutely.
viewership, and we'll see you on Saturday.
See you guys Saturday. Thank you for showing up.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye!